Ooh, this is gonna be a leveling run / guide, you could probably call it a guide, for my specific version of a Poison Seismic Trap Saboteur for 3.20. And in that we're gonna use the leveling approach of elemental traps, Stormblast Mines into Lightning Trap and all the elemental traps. First of all, this POB can be found in the actual guide for the Poison Seismic Trap dude. So that's linked in the description. That's where I keep the POB, only place where I will update it. So that's where you find it. POB itself contains by now 3 different ways to level it, one pretty broken. Obviously the actual seismic stuff as well, leveling trees for all ways, and then phases for the actual seismic trapper. Same with like different item sets. And a huge amount of nodes, which is getting a bit out of hand because there's all the leveling nodes in there as well. So that also means this entire guide or this video format here is essentially described in detail, step by step. Here, Ele trap leveling step by step. Each act is described in here. So if you don't really like video formats, go ahead, pause the video now, click to the other video, go into the description and just grab the POB and be fine. Obviously, this can be used for pretty much anything you like, but it's specifically made, or I made it specifically for myself and sharing it for my specific version of Poison Seismic Trap. So I'm gonna give you an overview now on how the entire leveling will go. So maybe you're happy after that already. And if you want to know more, then you can go through the chapters. And in the actual run, there should be one for each act. So you can click on that act and you're gonna get an overview of what we are going to accomplish or trying to accomplish in a specific act. And in between these chapters, obviously, you can watch an example run of me actually doing that, hopefully rather educational in terms of layouts a bit and decision making and problem solving kind of on the way, all like these details that are hard to put into text. Right, overview. Starting with the skills. So in Act 1, what are we trying to do? So there's no muling. We start with the shadow right away. We're gonna go from using Stormblast Mine, or we start with Stormblast Mine pretty immediately. Classic with Orb of Storms and Frostbomb and some onslaught actions, so we move a bit quicker. Frostblink Arcane Surge into Flame Dash Arcane Surge. And that more or less concludes Act 1. During Act 2, we will kind of clean up our skills a bit. So we go for Stormblast Mine with more supports, right? Orb of Storms gets its own supports, essentially. Frostbomb, we will drop somewhere there. It's a bit fuzzy when you drop it, but at some point, sometimes sockets don't really work out. You're gonna drop it at some point. And we're gonna acquire some Herald's Aura kind of things, so Scatterbots and Herald of Thunder. Flame Dash still the same. During Act 3, obviously we get a curse. That's kind of the idea. So it's conductivity in this case. And after 28, after we kill the evil fire dude, we get access to a ton of trap stuff. So assuming we are 28, we killed the fire dude, and we also have acquired a 4-link. That's like a triple blue, 1 green for our clear skill. If that's the case, we become a trapper. So we stop being a pesky miner, we become ascend to being a trapper, which means lightning trap for clear on a 4-link. That's kind of the requirement to have a 4-link there. Before that, just stay a miner. We're gonna get all the cooldown traps. So yeah, we're gonna play this weird playstyle of whenever we hit a boss, we throw all the traps we have and it somehow dies. Pretty classic, not as good as it was in the past, but still very, very solid. Still same auras and at this point, and yeah, the curse we acquired here during Act 6. So this is basically in Act 3. We are done until Act 6, there's no more changes until then, right? So in Act 6 with Lily, we get access to a bunch of stuff. We will swap essentially our clear skill, right, to Exsanguinate away from Lightning Trap. So a bit of a different 4-link here. We still have our assortment of random traps we can throw around. And here we also try to add Herald of Purity, which I think is a really nice addition. Really helps with damage, also with survivability. These little dudes, they like, you know, mobs tend to run after them and stuff, so I feel safer with that. With that setup overall, so let's like Exsanguinate and multitude of traps, we can go all the way until we swap for Seismic Trap. That's in terms of like skill progression, what you're gonna be using. In terms of tree progression, there's a bunch of trees in here. This looks really spooky as a first tree, but it's actually one line. If you look at it, it's just one line, and whenever the line, you know, diverts and there's like something attached to it, you're gonna pick it. So that essentially means we take the elemental route, right? We pick up some life here. That's just gonna be around Brutus dude. Gonna pick some more damage, elemental stuff, trap stuff here. So first we make sure our traps don't die, because it's really annoying with some bosses and things, some mechanics, and your traps, or in this case still mines, which actually makes me think that maybe this actually doesn't work with mines. Whatever, pick it, it's fine. Picking it for years. I'm not gonna change this right now. Just pick it up. Next thing here, more trap things, right? There's already this node, like whenever your trap is triggered. That's for the how's it called? The lightning trap. That makes you really, really tanky when you have the lightning trap, right? If you don't trust these masteries, just pick them later or pick them while you're at it, so you don't forget. It's just 2 skill points. That's fine. And here then more trap nodes, obviously more damagey stuff. And in this case, it means that we get some of our mana back by making Skitterbot a bit more accessible. We're gonna pick up some life, and then it's already 45 points, right? Required level 40 days is not correct. It's actually a bit more. Or after we did that, we just go down here. We get some more trap nodes. We get life. We get access to some possibilities to fixing stats we might need at the point at this moment. I really like just taking this and then swapping things around in case I get into attribute issues. Some mana reservation efficiency. Right after that, we go up here. More trappy stuff, or basically more reservation things there. Then already we go into this kind of a messy situation, right? A lot of poison taken. That's the phase where we want to get ready to swap into actually being a Poison Seismic Trap dude. You know, drop all this elemental stuff. You can do that. This is overall level 64. It says here. I don't know how I specifically correct this level number there, but it's around 60, a bit of over 60. We get all of this in terms of then actually doing the trap swap, just so people are fine. We need 29 refund points here, right? Okay, cool. Don't panic. You get 20 from the campaign, actually. Last time I checked, might be 18, might be 19. And whenever you do that, yeah, like you do the trap swap, you won't have enough regrets, right? And until then, it's totally fine to just leave these nodes here in and leave the trap nodes in. And whenever you get a regret, you move points towards this side there. So you have 9, you need 9 regrets probably. Not a big deal, right? These nodes still help you when you are a poison trapper. They're not bad. Intelligence nodes are great. So that's in terms of tree progression, essentially. If we go back to that. In terms of item, it's not very interesting, actually. We're going to use wands, obviously. Very early on, we acquire 2 blue-green wands. We're going to do 1 wand craft at Brutus. It's a level 8, right? Wand craft. Just look up wand crafting if you don't exactly know what I mean. The level 8 one before Brutus, just 1 of them. I'm then gonna do 2 level 20 crafts, reuse the level 8 wand just before we kill the tentacle Val Omnineck dude. And we're gonna use them all the way. Just all the way until the end. You can consider dropping 1 wand around Blood Aqueduct, maybe, like in the very late acts, drop a wand, pick up a shield if you, I don't know, feel like dying less, for example, or you feel unsafe. It's not the worst, actually. Also allows you to use shield charge, by the way. So that's an option. If you really like shield charge, definitely go for that. That's usually a trigger for me, that I really want to use shield charge now, so I swap into that. If it's not your first character, obviously get some Wanderlust. It's really good. Get your 4 link with that already sorted out, right? So you can swap easily. Pretty good unique. Any other uniques, pick whatever you want, right? I typically don't need them. I don't really want them. Early 6 link make mana weird, so yeah, just pick some Wanderlust. It's pretty easy. Lapis Amulet, we're going to pick Lapis Amulet to help with intelligence issues. And in case you run into any strength issues with anything you have, then it should be probably pretty late. Heavy belts have strength. Just like, you know, who knew? That's exactly that. Already showed you the notes. Obviously, they are super extensive. That's like the overview. And again, for each act, what you expected to do, it's basically in here. And after that, when you're done with that, that's like the other different level things. You have your phase 1, 2, blah, 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 blah. But that's part of the main guide. If you actually want to play Poison Seismic, click the guide link in the description. That's also where you find this POB. Make sure you check back. There's a change log in that. So you always know that you actually have the newest POB. Because I constantly make changes to it whenever I find mistakes. Get the newest one. So let's do this. Act 1 is probably the most complicated thing. Like always, like there's a lot of swapping going on. We don't really have items. So obviously we start by having a shadow, creating our shadow. Goals for the act are, we're going to start with Stormblast Mine and Chance to Poison. We're just going to put it there for a second. We don't need it later. And then we try to move into the typical super classical setup of Stormblast Mine, Orb of Storms, Frostbomb. We're going to have some Onslaught and Arcane Surge. I'm going to move from Frostblink into Flame Dash. In order to do that, we need blue-green wands. That's like the highest priority. So a lot of vendor checking, also for movement speed, obviously. We need to make sure that we get enough alterations and transmutes. So pick up a lot of stuff during Act 1. Make sure we sell them correctly. We're going to make sure we have a wand craft, the first wand craft, level 8 craft, one of them. We really want to do one of them. So we need a topaz ring, we need an alteration, basically, and a single transmute, basically, until Brutus. Such a huge boost of damage. We're going to make sure we pick up Lightning Trap as a quest reward somewhere on the way. And we're going to have our Cold Dress for Merville. So, as we start the character, you get some time to prepare here. I already copied this string here. It's a vendor search string. I'll show you in a second how this works. It's in the POB. You can look it up there. Make sure you actually have your correct filter. These are tytykillers filters. I use caster for this leveling since we are more or less a caster. And surprisingly enough, mines and traps are spells. So, let's get going. Whoops. Good start. Obviously, pick up the weapon, kill the zombie, and then we're gonna move on. Make your map more pretty. Make sure you find the chest. Here it is. And then you just follow the coastline. No need to kill anything here. Gonna be good. Let's hope we don't have spitting crab guys next to the boss dude. It's a bit annoying. And then we're gonna walk counterclockwise around the dude, so we don't get hit that much. Put some zombies in. So you probably want to clear them off if possible, so they don't mess us up. Perfect. And we pick up pretty much everything here. Skill points. So we arrive in town. I like keeping this in my offhand. I still need Chance to Poison. I'm not really gonna need any of this. Neither that. So I just want to sell everything here. To vendor check for blue-green. We didn't find any. We still need wands, essentially, right? We don't have many wisdom scrolls, but we need wands, so I'm just gonna take any wand I can find. Just so we have weapons. That's essentially all I need here. I accidentally managed to buy a blue wand. That was not intentional. There was like one wisdom more that I wanted to spend. but still okay here. Gonna go to this guy, we're gonna pick Stormblast Mine, also vendor checking. So whenever you're in the vendor thing, you enter the string and it should show you, for example, movement speed, which now is really bad because I overspent on bonds, so I cannot buy this. It's okay. It's gonna show you movement speed and the relevant links. Didn't find anything. You can still sell here. That's just a burden of SSF, I guess. Ideally, I would like to have a chance to poison as well. If you can't get it, that's fine. Make sure you have detonate mines and have this on attack always moving, and then we move on. Sad times with the movement speed actually, but that's okay. We're gonna go to the coast. Typically it's bottom right, so that's like a good direction to go for. No need to kill anything here. I can just run through. I have a good feeling about bottom right now. Should be there. Just straight ahead a bit. And we didn't pull the crazy fire lady. So there's the waypoint. Can also be up there, but typically it's here. Get the waypoint and mudflats next. Not get hit there. So most dangerous zone in the entire game, probably. Be a bit careful here. Goal is to leave it at minimum level 3.5. It's really painful to start with, honestly, since mines are not that great. This actually has no value. Still picked it up, great. So, pick up any items right now, to be fair. So, as you can see here, whoops. Okay, let's kill him first. Typically, the setup of these 3 quest items you need are either in a triangle, which is mostly the case, or a line. So in this case, one was here, chop chop, triangle. Was a bit easy because we see them directly, right? Let's not die. Okay, okay. Trying to be extra careful here. Oh no. We died. Perfect. Off to a great start. It's fine. You can die here sometimes. If you're a bit more careful, then you won't. Just move a bit more. Be a bit less careful with a bit more careful with the roars, and you're probably fine. Just dodge their attack. In terms of level, we're already 3. You're almost 3.5. That's actually some boots. They could have movement speed. More roars here. Oh, there's also blue pack. So probably dead. Let's look for a tree. So we can hide at it. Whoa. That is somewhat of a problem. Okay, we're doing fine. This is gonna take forever. Die. Okay, one left. You're doing good. Okay, perfect. Oh my god, that was terrible. Okay. We have all 3 things. We're almost level 4. Let's kill off some more of these roars. And we're good to go. Actually, level 4. Typically, somewhere up is where the exit is. It's way better if you have like a blue-green, to be fair. Oh no, this is not the exit. Absolutely not the exit. Let's hope it's up here and we don't anger the major zone boss dude here. We can do a bit of a zigzag. There's the major zone boss dude and it's not where the exit is. So we're gonna have to kite these guys all the way over here. Gonna charge me over and over again. Early on, opening chests, holy, is typically very much worth it still, I feel like. Let's lure them into the corner here. See when they charge. Okay. And die. That was a terrible mudflats, to be fair. But it's okay. Sometimes, you know, sometimes stuff goes really bad. And sometimes it goes really well. Okay, we managed. Let's get out of here. Perfect. The hardest part of the game is done. We're gonna go to the waypoint and go to the coast. Control click and make a new area in case this waypoint here was flooded with crazy monsters, right? You can make a new zone, especially if you pulled the fire lady on accident. then you really want to do that. So maybe put in your skill points. You're gonna go Ele stuff. Here, go counterclockwise. Pretty much most of the time that's correct. Or watch a YouTube video of someone explaining in 30 minutes when it's not correct. And to spam traps a bit, so, or mines, to get rid of the majority of the monsters, so we can stack some of them and then blast him. God damn it. And he's dead. Perfect. Okay, we made it. So if I still have space, I'm just gonna take random things. You can log out here. And we're gonna go back to downtown and do slowly our town management. Also really helps if you equip some items, to be fair. I want to identify those, but I might need to buy stuff right now. So I might need to be conservative with my stuff here. So we have Swift Assembly here and we have Onslaught. We definitely want Swift Assembly, essentially. And then we also need to buy Onslaught, probably. Let's see what options we have. We didn't really find much. Here, nothing is really good. Oh, Orb of Storms, actually. Yeah, Orb of Storms is good. And we're gonna take Frostblink. We're gonna vendor check here if we find anything really interesting. Not today. And then we're gonna see if we sell our basic stuff, what do we get out of it? Right, all the things we don't really need. We are super low in wisdoms, which is really bad. And we need to check for wands. It's like super important. We still didn't find any. This would be 2 scrolls of wisdom as well. So we're going really bad on wands here. Tempting to restart the run, but that's not what we are going to do. So that also means I can just purchase basically, what are we missing? Onslaught. I can just go for that. We still don't have any links, which is really terrible. We need 1 portal scroll, but it also means we can just level our gems somewhere, right? We also would need to go for Frostbomb right now, but can't really buy it. We just need to remember, typically buy Frostbomb as well and get your links sorted according to the POB. We didn't manage to do that, and that's fine. We're just gonna deal with it, right? There's no need to panic. It's gonna be slower and it's gonna be slightly terrible, and we're just gonna kill stuff. And the cool thing is, even now with Orb of Storms, like I have no links, just placing down Orb of Storms and just placing the mines, I'm not even detonating them, is already farming stuff, right? You also need flasks, so I'm gonna have a look there and see if we can find some links. It's also why I'm inclined to kill way more than typically right now. Free link of boots we don't need. There's a wisdom scroll, really cool, already helpful. There's a blue pack, which might drop us cool things. These are quite dangerous from time to time. Oh, there's a blue-green, perfect. So we already solved one of the problems right now. I'm just going extra slow, so I don't have to do it while moving. So now we have Stormblast mines with Swift Assembly. That's already really cool. We still need Frostblink. I can sell this later. Cool, very good. We managed to find... We were looking for the bridge actually, but we randomly found the entrance to the Flooded Depths. So we're just gonna put down a portal scroll there. That's why we needed a portal scroll for. Make sure you have one. You get a guaranteed drop. And now we are looking for the bridge essentially. Let's see if we can find it. Bridge, bridge, bridge. Might be totally up and not down here. Probably. There's another blue pack. They typically drop way better loot, give good XP. So we did not find the bridge here. So it might be either to the right, which would be uncommon, I feel like, or it's actually up here somewhere. So we're just gonna check. Here's the bridge. Typically I place the portal here because I don't, you don't find the den immediately. That's a bit more a bit more unlikely. Level your stuff, and then it's more of a top situation here. Have a look if you find the exit. Can probably go over here. Whoop. It's another blue pack, but see how tanky it is. Ooh, it's dangerous. Let's just leave it alone. So we're already level 5 or almost 6. That's good. At the end of the ledge, we really want to be level 7. And we kinda need... Iron Ring is not bad. I mean, we don't need to equip it, right? We need it potentially to make a Topaz Ring. So just getting an Iron Ring for free saves us potentially 3 wisdoms of buying like a ring. So that's kind of cool. It was a short bow. Should have picked it up, but now it's too far back, so I'm not going to. There we go. Blue, blue, green. Very good. It's a body, so not that great. And in this case, typically, do not go back here, right? But we have right now have so much pressure on my wands here that I really want to vendor check more frequently, right? So I'm gonna have a look, and already having int issues here, still not finding a wand. Really sad times. It's okay. We did the vendor check. Fine for a second. I just wanted to know. By the way, if you don't know, every time you level up, the vendors get new items basically for sale. That's kind of how that goes. I forgot to put in my links. I'm gonna clear this so I can do it in peace so you can see. So what you want to do actually in terms of links here, we want to have, where's our thing? Oh yeah, here. Stormblast Mines, Swift Assembly, and Onslaught would be great, but we can't. But we can do Onslaught with Orb of Storms. We still have Frostblink. That's perfect actually for the moment, I believe. Yeah, that should be fine. I'm gonna change this in the next town anyway. Could have pre-stacked this. This would have been smart, especially since I don't have any... whoa, this one is really strong. Since I don't have any flasks, meaning I'm in significantly greater danger. Let's pre-stack a bit, explode it, and he's dead. Why do we want essences so bad? It's not for upgrading our actual gear, right? It is for upgrading rings, so we can do wand crafts with it. Okay, let's leave this pack alone as well. We are level 6, so we are almost 7. Hoping for upgrades soon, so we deal more damage. As right now, this is kinda low damage, to be fair. But we're gonna get more soon. It's gonna sort itself out, because it always does. So I would say, so far, Iron Ring again for upgrading, really good. Items, really good. So far this run feels way below average, but it's okay. Might be more useful to show a struggling run than a run that goes really good, right? If you find like all the stuff, it's super easy, then yeah, might not be what you're going to experience, right? We also didn't get Arcane Surge yet because of our pressure on Wisdom Scrolls, but we have some now. Let me down here. How many do we have now? We have 3, we have more portals to sell, so okay, we can definitely, after the Dweller, we can do a bit of a shopping spree. We're gonna check if we have everything. Dexterity is really not what I need. We can do like an inventory check when we go back to down and make sure we fix everything. Let's open a bit of trunks. Still no. I don't want to kill anything which is either a unique mob or a rare mob. It's typically you don't want to kill them. That's like the general rule. Just leave them alone. Be super careful with these goats. Oh, that's like a really bad death. Be super careful with the goats. They, their shields, if the shields explode on you, they deal so much damage. So especially if you like accidentally blink on top of them or something like that, you really don't want to do that. And we through. Okay, perfect. There should be more roly boys here. There they are. Lower prison. Now we're gonna do the dweller, and then we can finally go back and, you know, get stuff. Remember, you placed a portal, right? So we're gonna use the portal by going waypoint here. Inventory is a bit full, but it's probably okay. You can sell. You can do vendor selling right now if you want to. You're gonna go into the passage. You can also vendor check again if you really want to. If you need stuff, probably should have done that. Here we are looking for a really big room. Essentially the biggest room we can find, and that's then typically where the dweller is. So we're gonna go have a look. Oh, there's a whetstone, perfect, 4 wisdoms, everything sorts itself out. I have a feeling towards the left right now. Killing stuff or killing too much stuff here isn't really worth it. Oh, there's a mana flask already. Perfect. First flask. I'm more killing stuff to refill flasks, so that's what I'm trying to do. Perfect. We get a speed shrine. That's also really helpful. This is absolutely not the right way. That's okay. We got a speed shrine now, so we can go back quicker. Okay, this feels very open. Wisdom scroll, very good. Ooh, here's the big open room, isn't it? Are you the big open room? Maybe? Not entirely sure. Don't worry too much about layouts. Yay, big open room. Go over the thing. On one side of this little thing here, of this little dick thing. There's the dweller. Frost bumper does be really helpful, but we don't have it. Okay, cool. Now you can log out, and now we can go and essentially fix together our links and stuff. So first of all, Nessa here. Added lightning damage. Really cool. It's gonna help us a lot. Let's see, we still needed Frost Bomb, right? Where is it? That's Frost Bomb we needed. We need Arcane Surge, which is now level 4 already, which is not that great. Ideally, we would have wanted one at level 2. That's the first place where we can buy it, right? It's also in the guide, just check that out. But the gods were not kind to us. Also, I want to keep only one portal scroll, so we can do some kind of selling here, the whetstone as well. And let's see what we need to identify. The boots for sure, no movement speed, and then maybe anything that's yellow items, like identify them, so we get alteration shards out of it, because we're also really short on that, which is not that great, to be fair. So also in terms of buying, still no wands for some reason. It's insane. I never had this worth of a wand buying issue, to be fair. But okay, you're just gonna deal with it. So in terms of links, let's make sure they are correct. We have a Swift of Stormburst mine with added lightning, so that's cool. We do have Orb of Storms. But you also have, is this Frostblink? Yeah, Frostblink Arcane Surge is cool. We already have Orb of Storms somewhere with Onslaught. I probably rather have Frostbomb with Onslaught. Ideally both, right? So we're gonna leave Orb of Storms for the moment. We're just gonna leave it as it is. So we are mostly done right now. So sad thing is, we do not have an Alteration Shard. We do have an Orb of Transmute, but we don't have a good wand to upgrade right now, which is a bit bad, to be fair. I feel like we will do it just before Brutus, probably. We're gonna use a portal and see if we can fix the problem until Brutus. I also forgot to vendor check here. Make sure you vendor check all the time. Put in your search string. Oh, wrong weapon. Here we have another blue, green, which I might want to take. I probably want to take. So we go Arcane Surge. There's Frostbomb, Onslaught, and Orb of Storms. So we have them together. Makes it a bit cooler. And we can sell this. And we are good to go. Take some life notes. And we go back to the prison. So in prison, if you go upwards, right? This needs to be Orb of Storms and this needs to be Frostbomb. We always go upwards because that's where the trial is. Depending on if you have the Wandcraft or not, you can, by the way, now kill stuff just with Frostbomb, which is kind of cool. I'm going to show you in a second. So pick the lever. Don't worry too much about spikes. Just press your health flask. Ideally, you have a better one, so it doesn't hurt you that much. And whoop. Got this thing here. Kill some stuff. Perfect. So, in terms of finding the exit, there's a lot of different options where it could be. I feel like I typically look like down from the starting point. There's another essence I would really like to get. So I'm just gonna pre-stack a lot. Make sure I have chain explosions. Please die. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So this is definitely the wrong way. I still would like some flasks. It's a bit horrendous. I'm inclined to buy some at some point. I mean, if the worst case, you're just gonna buy a flask, right? You can absolutely do that. Gonna look down here, and we found the exit. We are level 8, which is totally fine. We need level 8 for the wand at Brutus, essentially. Better to be 9, probably, around this time. Here again, typically it's like in line somehow with the, or often it seems to be in line with the entrance. So if you now check with Frostbomb, see, it doesn't really kill stuff, right? So we kind of need to use our Orb of Storms if you want to kill something. Since this doesn't go down very far, I have suspicion that maybe the entire layout is above our starting point. So I'm gonna run there and check that out. Not there either. So we're looking at a top situation. Let's go this way and have a look. Maybe it goes up a bit. Let's see. Not too sure. Can double check here. Nope. Also, we get frozen constantly. That is perfect. Some more shards. Large flask. Very good. Still don't have health flasks, which is great. So now we have the Warden's Quarters. And we are still in pain for links. We are still in pain for alterations. But we should have something here, right? We can turn this into alterations, I believe. We find another essence. We're just gonna do the another essence. This bleed might be really dangerous, since our flasks are so small right now. We definitely have an alteration now, which is really cool. Okay, perfect. We can walk a bit further, use the charges we have, and in this case we're actually gonna portal here. Because I feel like I want to get the fix done, it's way more important to me. You can just kill Brutus probably, but I feel like portaling back here is a good idea. So there he is, and he seems really dangerous. We're just gonna place a portal and leave the guy alone. And we're just gonna fix our stuff, right? So let's identify this one for sure. We got a bit of resistance, but I'm more after the alteration shards right now. So we get 7 of them. We have an alteration, which is cool. We do have a ring, which we can turn with 2 things into like a topaz ring. It's cool. I have these 2 things. We can hope for a wand, and there's a blue-blue-green, and there's another blue-blue-green. Perfect. So 1 wand, done. This one we can buy. It's okay. We just need 1 for upgrading, which is really good. So we need to make it blue somehow. And then if we sell this one with an alteration and a white topaz ring, we get an upgraded wand. So we have that. That's really cool. The blue probably. Let's take this one here. Boop, boop. Oh, now we removed it. Perfect. Okay. So other thing is life flasks. I didn't find any. It's expensive to buy life flasks, but honestly, I want at least 1. And with that, we kind of fixed our issues for the most part. And we can move on. We got an upgraded one, so now our damage should be way higher. Oh, let's get out of this corner. Okay. I can also slow him. Make sure we don't die. Yay! We killed the Brutus. Get more stuff. And you can log out here. There's no need to move on. And we have killed Brutus, which is really good. So again, I need alterations. So I really want to identify yellow items. That's the only one I have. That's okay. And we are going to sell. So we don't really need any of this. These will be our new topaz ring. We have enough essences already, so we're good on that. Again, talk to this guy. Here, have a look. Obviously, you want to upgrade your movement skill. And you want to vendor check here. We didn't do that earlier. I forgot. Perfect. Flame Dash is starting level 10. And then we can move on to Prisoner's Gate. After Pirate something, we really would like a topaz ring as well. And if you look at the damage, it's so much better. In this zone, you're looking for one side has like a ledge. That's the one we're looking for right now. That's the ledge. Again, blue packs. Let's catch a bit up in damage and everything. And XP. We can also try if our just hitting stuff with Frostbomb stuff works. Actually, stuff is dying on Frostblink right now. Just because of the Wandcraft being way too strong. That's like really dumb. But as you also can tell, in this case you can even kill the yellow beast, right? But as you can tell, like the start went so bad. It was like worst case scenario, but it's okay. You just have to, you know, push through, make sure you vendor check often enough, you do your deeds, and then if it goes bad, right? So here, we definitely want to find the waypoint here somewhere. I have the 10 already, so I could swap my movement skill as well, which I'm gonna do in a second. We did not find the waypoint, which is really daunting. Uh-oh. A weird layout on our hands, I think. I kinda hate that. But that's okay. We're gonna adapt to the situation, like we always do. This just means we have to walk back instead of taking the waypoint. Oh no. Okay, we have the cave. We don't have the waypoint yet. Bad times. That's also a good moment to go here. Am I making mistakes? No, I don't think I do. Right, let's double check. So the video is correct. Video is correct. Good job, me. And we also got Flame Dash, right? So again, with Arcane Surge, it's just instead of Frostblink, you can keep this to make like a cold resistance ring, if you want to, or just drop it. So we do have Flame Dash. Make sure you make here always attack without moving. And then we're just gonna move through this cave here. Don't be too frustrated if you go into dead ends in this area all the time. Don't level up Arcane Surge. Ideally would be level 2. For us it's not. It's okay. Armor scrap is good. Let's kill these dudes here. Okay. Make use of your movement stuff. Would really like movement speed boots as well. There's another topaz ring, large life flask. Perfect. Just finding the topaz ring is really good. Because now I've freed up one of my iron rings. Right? The iron ring we have earlier we can turn into a sapphire now. Get this. And then somehow move over there. Get out of the ship graveyard. Next we're looking for Merveil's Cavern or however it's called. It's typically past the cave towards the end of the mountain essentially. So we found the mountain, so I'm suspecting it's gonna be at the end here. But it's definitely on the mountain side. The exit then and not on the water side because it's like carved into the mountain. So go in here and get the waypoint. Did I not click? I did not click. So, in this case, you can also go towards this. It's somewhat helpful, I believe, these two nodes here. Kind of like them. So typically, we would go to the ship graveyard, like back to it now. But we didn't find a waypoint. That's why it's important to find. So we're going to adapt, and we have to walk back, probably, in order to find Fairgraves. I mean, at this point, we don't need the waypoint anymore. We need Fairgraves. Just Fairgraves. It's the pirate dude. The green. There he is. So we're just going to skip the waypoint. The only purpose of the waypoint is to go back to this. Oh, there he is. Oh my god, I missed it really, really closely. It's fine. I can skip the waypoint now. I don't actually require it. Whoop. But the life flask is cool. And he's dead as well. Pick up all the items. And then we can log out. Go back and prepare for Merveil, right? Grab your stuff. Like in here you can already have a look. Like what could you take? Lightning trap. Why? Because we need it later. So we're just gonna put this into our offhand and we're gonna level it there. Also gonna have a look what else we can do. We still need a second blue-green wand, right? Here it is. We fixed the big wand crisis. It's all done. Why can I not? Oh. Okay, perfect. So everything else here, don't really need it. I can have a look at identifying, you know, creating more alterations, identify yellow stuff, another yellow thing, everything else. I don't really care about at this point. These items are never good at this point in the game anyway. So we can swap out this and get our Orb of Storms, Frost Bomb, Onslaught here, Arcane Surge for Flame Dash is cool, and we can get rid of this like extra wand here. So we essentially have fixed our links. That's the ideal point you want to have, right? This is where we want to be, not like in weird items. These are the two free links you're going to use for quite a while. And now all our other gear is very free, right? We can do very easy things with it now. As said, we are about to hit Merveil and we would like a topaz ring. So either you go here and you could buy one. In this case, there wouldn't even be one. So we are lucky we have an iron ring. You could buy an iron ring as well and then go buy or have a blue gem. What you do here, boop, boop, just get a sapphire ring. Not already equipped, perfect. This one we're gonna keep for later, for upgrading our things again. Make sure you get your skill points actually at some point. And make sure to vendor check, right? Do we have any movement speed? Nope, still no movement speed. Take this. Leveling wise, 12, perfectly fine. I feel like Merveil, you want to be at least level 12 after killing Merveil. Definitely at least level 12. Better 13 or 14. That's kind of fine. Here it tends to be like an up-ish situation. When in doubt, always top right, right? Isn't that the idea? You can abuse Frostbomb a bit more now, but keep in mind if you use Frostbomb a lot to like kill stuff behind you, you are on the heavy risk of missing a ton of items. Right, because not everything makes a sound, especially flasks. Probably could be improvements to a specific filter or something. And then we're here. So we're gonna end up with somewhere around level 13, I guess. Bum, 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 bum. It's gonna be a top situation again, to some extent, typically at least. And at some point you're gonna see a lot of gold and these shiny dudes here. And that's where we need to go. Chance orbs, super important. Please pick them up. You need them later to buy stuff, and you can what's it called? Heist contracts later on, if you want to. I know people hate heist, but it's so good for League Start. Holy god. Okay, cool. Plug this down. Pre-stack. Again. Try to avoid getting chilled as much as you can. Let's push her over the edge. To be honest, she's only dangerous because she chills you. The real enemy in this boss fight are her minions. Get her into the Orb of Storms, pre-stack, big chain explosion. Very friendly of her to just like stand there. Come scream again, lady. And she died. So many yellow items. Oh my god, I could pick up so much stuff. So happy. Go to Southern Forest, and as soon as we properly arrive in Act 2, we're gonna have a chat about that. Boop, boop, boop. Has nice density here, by the way, so if you get into these big packs, I always feel like killing stuff here. Why not? It's like another big pack. Seems efficient to do. But then you just move out. Especially if you're a bit under leveled at this point. So, you know what's a really good practice is for me, in my opinion? If you get to a new act latest, make sure you go back to the guide stuff and see if you forgot something, right? Did you actually get all the links? Did you get all your gems? You know? Just make sure you actually completed the act properly. You did the goals. In this case, we did. We have 2 blue greens. We have all the gems we wanted to get. You could obviously add more, right? You can add some defensive gems if you feel like Vitality or Steel Skin probably as well. I don't know if you get that early. Who knows? If you want to do extra stuff, always do extra stuff. Also make sure you have any boots, actually, interestingly enough. Might also be helpful. Right, so I feel like we did a good job. It was a terrible start. We fixed our issues. That's gonna be Act 1 done. And so we can move on to Act 2. Comparatively, Act 2 is walk in the park. It's essentially a walking simulator, if you want, and not too much to do, right? We're gonna make sure we do the den for either second Quicksilver Flask or Rare Belt. Don't skip that. We make sure we help Alira. We keep vendor checking. In our case here, we didn't find movement speed yet. Also, at the end of Act 2, you actually get guaranteed movement speed because you can craft it, which is really cool. In terms of gems, we're gonna add Elemental Focus. Also get Skitterbots and Herald of Thunder. Gonna make sure we have that ready. So need some alterations there, right? You need to buy a gem here. And at the end, towards the very end, like level 20, we're gonna do 2 wand crafts. So that means you need 2 topaz rings, and both of them need to be rare. You need 2 alterations. So we need in total 3. We have 1 right now, so we're in demand. Augments, we already have 3. That's the movement speed craft. That's really cool. And that's pretty much it. That should be the entire act. We're gonna clean up our crafty stuff a bit, and we could consider dropping Frostbomb at some point, but make sure you still have it for Oak, right? Don't drop it before Oak, because he's healing, and Frostbomb makes healing go away, right? So, in our case, in terms of portals, I'm happy with just keeping 1 portal scroll right now. We still need to vendor stuff. As said, we need alterations, so identifying yellow things seems like a really good idea. Depending on what we get out of this, we can quickly sell 1 more. We don't need to. We can sell the armor scraps. Perfect. identify these things. So, do we want these gloves? Not really. I know, yes, they are yellow, but they don't really do anything. We don't need a shield right now. We don't need another shield. Not this one. This one has a bunch of resistance and life regeneration, so I kind of like it over this one. So I'm gonna sell here. And already 16 shards. We're getting closer. We already have 2 alterations. We need 1 more, I believe, to be good. In terms of purchasing items, again, you know, let's look for some links. And we didn't find movement speed either. So sad times. Okay, let's go into the old fields. And here we're gonna look for the den. It's either on one of the sides of the roads. Didn't mean to kill the blue thing, but now I did. The yellow one. We're just gonna pick one side of the road, you know, stick to the wall and see if we can find the den. We actually found it. Here it is. Let's get in there. Level 13. Want to be 16 rather soon. So make sure you kill stuff like on the way. Especially if you find comparatively good density. Unsure if this is the right way. Should have gone for the bottom probably, because this might loop at the top. Yeah, maybe we are good. Maybe we are good. Blue pack. Typically good for XP, even though these monsters are very, very big, right? So if you have like blue packs with very tanky monsters, a good chance that skipping might not be that bad. Okay, it was the way down there. I didn't trust enough to go really that deep down. So we have to walk back. That's okay. It's not there either. Guess we're gonna full clear the den then. There he is. Pre-stack some mines, explode and throw more by doing so. Die. Perfect. More alteration shards. Oh. Yellow things on the screen is always very good if you're in need of alterations this early on. And then at the end of the road you find the crossroads. Go to the waypoint and then remember to go back to town. One for vendor checking, and also you just did the den, so make sure you get your reward actually. There we are. Waypoint. Back we go. So in this case, making sure I do the tree correctly and don't fail. I do. Perfect. Just go up. Trap knots. Soon here. So in this case, we have another 3 yellow items. We're gonna identify them, sell them, and make sure we pick up. We have enough alterations now, so we are done essentially with the super heavy selling. That's really cool. Again, vendor check, any movement speed, nope. So here I have a choice essentially. You can either get a second Quicksilver Flask if you already have one, or if you don't mind or you don't care enough about moving so fast, you can also pick a leather belt, right, to be more defensive. I'm gonna pick this because it seems fun. Immunity to bleed and corruption, nice. And we're gonna drop one of our mana flasks for that. That should be fine and good enough. So in this case, it did well there. So we're gonna move upwards now from the crossroads. Oops, wrong buttons. Oh, killing yellow stuff again, and I shouldn't. Blue stuff. Killing blue stuff is very good. Okay. Chamber of Sins. So, there's like a circle in the middle. Circle, circle, circle. It's one of the entrances here, but it's blocked off. So, we're gonna walk around this cross-shaped circle thing. And at some point, again, entrance is blocked off. So, we walk further around. This can't be it. Can't be it either. And here we go. As soon as you're inside the circle, you're gonna look for the side that has the waypoint, and you're gonna exit it at the side that does have the waypoint, because that's the right way. Oh, something dropped there. Oh, it's a lapis amulet. Perfect. Doesn't really help us, but ooh. Don't drop your jump. Okay. So, gonna move into the circle here. So, Chamber of Sins level 2. You go down here, and then it should go up at some point. That's where the labyrinth trial is, right? Most of the time. If it's not here, most of the time it is here. If it's not here, then it's from the start, a bit down, it's here somewhere, right? There's basically only 2 spots, as far as I know. No need to press any of the switches here, by the way. You can just flame dash and move over everything. Gonna go here, go out, do not log out, and now we look for a long hallway somewhere on the side. So what I like doing here is like hugging the outside and just seeing if it, like, at some point it's gonna lead me away. We are 15 now, we're closing in on 16, which is really good. Because then we can equip our stuff. We found the long thing. See, I just hacked the outside, and now you find this long ass hallway, and that's where you want to go. And there's the lightning dude at the end. You're gonna kill him. Make sure you pick up the gem at the end. Right? Oh, didn't manage to go up. So here's the dude. Pre-stack a bit, explode and keep throwing. At the same time. Okay, just kill him. Perfect. Some more stuff. There's steel skin, by the way. You could have that if you wanted to. Pick up the gem, log out. And now we should get some stuff, right? Is this the time? It is. Herald of Thunder plus Skitterbots, right? So you get Herald of Thunder here, which I think is more important. You got Jena, buying, and here are Skitterbots. That's one of the alterations we needed, right? We still have 2 left for our Wandcraft, so we're really good in alterations. Can identify this thing. Not really worth it. We are low on wisdoms anyway, so maybe be a bit conservative in this case. We still need a second topaz ring or an iron ring to make one, essentially. He doesn't have anything, right? Okay, I'm not forgetting things. Very good. Good job, me. So after this, we want to go to kill Weaver next. The order from here isn't all that important, to be fair. Talk to Einhar if you want to. We already have a lot of essences, so I don't need a hatred one, like a really low level one. I have enough for my Wandcrafts. I want to have at least 2 to make 2 rare rings. So I'm not concerned about the essence. Here in the riverways, we're looking for the waypoint. We have some good density there. We managed to get level 16, which is really cool, I find. Especially red bees. We definitely don't want to kill red bees. Oh, there's a portal scroll. Just follow the road, pick the waypoint, and move on. Complete your journey here, essentially. And we are in the Western Forest. Here again, we are looking for the waypoint. In the Western Forest, pick the waypoint. So there's the road, and then on one side is the waypoint. On the opposite side is where the Weaver is. And you walk towards the end of the, like until you find the walls, and then you look for spider webs. And okay, in this case it's right here. But yeah, if you see spider webs on one side and no spider webs on the other, go towards the spider webs, because it turns out that's where the spider lives, right? You can probably remember that. Here I just pick one direction and walk in a circle. I have no idea which one is correct. Just hack the outside wall. There's the iron ring. That's basically our second topaz ring done. We just need a random green gem to sell, which we already have. Perfect. So we have 2 topaz rings guaranteed now. Very good. Still hugging the outside, kinda. I need wisdoms. Just kill some stuff, why not? Woo! And that's where Weaver is. Stay close to Weaver. The most dangerous thing about Weaver is, well, is whenever she jumps at you, she has like a ranged jumpy attack thing. Woo! It's kind of dangerous, boss, isn't it? Don't need coral rings right now. We are also going to get elemental focus very soon, so we get more damage. This is really good. Right? You can already feel like, oh, we are not, wow, completely blasting stuff anymore. Can you die? You died. Okay, let's pick up all the things. You can log out here, and we have some town things to do because we killed the Weaver. We did a good job. Oh, also I didn't turn on my auras, right? It's also way easier if you turn on auras. Movement speed, no. God damn it. I'm also running out of sockets, so I might want to fix that right now. Here, okay, cool. Elemental focus is essentially the thing we want to go here. That's what we want, so that also prompts for me the ability to swap links and things right now. So we're gonna have a look here if you can find some blue sockets, right? First vendor check for movement speed, obviously. Nothing there. So kind of like we have now 2 more or 3 more blue links we essentially required. This one just doesn't have any links. We don't have any boots. So I'm looking for boots that at least provide me with a little bit of links here. I'm not finding anything. So this is going bad. This is expensive. And I actually only have 1 transmute. So that's also kind of bad. So yeah, okay. We're just gonna deal with it. We already have enough of this, but we need other things. So we just don't have the sockets right now, and that's okay. We're just gonna deal with not having the sockets. That's perfectly fine. We can already create our topaz ring, right? That's pretty cool. And we're just gonna deal with it. Sad times, actually, sad times. So after this is done, we go up here and we're gonna go towards Caitlyn. Again, we are missing damage right now. Super sad. You would have more if you would have space on your links. I don't, and that's fine. Don't want to drop Frostbomb yet, to be fair. You can probably fiddle around right now, you know, swap things around. You could technically get rid of Arcane Surge, for example, to get one of your auras in, which would be very beneficial. But I kind of want to keep it a bit straight for the guide now. I feel like I don't want to fiddle around too much. But if you feel like it, yeah, you could speed things up by optimizing a bit which gems you take out in the meantime. You can absolutely do that. Here I'm completely hugging the right side. I'm not following the road. Oh, that's like free blue things. That's really good. We just found some more links. Cool, let's kill Caitlyn just like normally. Just imagine we have more damage right now, but we don't. Get into this menu first. Plop down your mines, right? And then explode them. Oh, he ran out immediately. Dude, he's too smart for me. He still dies. Even though we don't have much damage right now. So we found more links, right? I said earlier. So we can put down this, keep Arcane Surge, keep Flame Dash. And then we have a look with like, okay, probably Herald of Thunder is cool. I think Scatterbots would be more single target DPS, but I like Herald of Thunder a lot. We're gonna put it into the right spot. We have more movement speed, maybe? No, but it's a blue socket. So we're gonna get Scatterbots as well, which is really cool. So that's done. We have a life flask. Might actually be very useful. Oh, can't use it right now. Okay, so everything else It's just a blue item here. We are good. Again, vendor check. I think we leveled up. Did. Perfect. Yeah, killed this guy. So, after that, we go towards the riverways. Right, we activate our auras. Oops. From the waypoint, it's just up. We're gonna go towards Oak now. We kill Oak and then we don't log out at Oak. Right. So you go up and a bit left and see how far away Oak is. He's super close. If he is insanely far away here, then the exit is down there. It's like at the down exit thing, typically. In this case, he's up here again. Let's do some pre-stacking here. Get into this menu, put down your thing, pre-stack all your mines, like 15 or something. Recast your Orb of Storms, click kill. And now the mines are actually exploding and he's kind of dead. Also, drop your Frost Bomb, I forgot. Okay, apparently you don't need to drop your Frost Bomb because it doesn't matter if he's healing or not, he's just dying. And I think the beautiful part about this leveling is like this kind of damage and things. You can talk to this tree to get rid of these things in your inventory, right? So yeah, it's a possibility. But then we're gonna go to the Western Forest, Alira, and yeah, where's Alira? Alira is on the side of the road where the waypoint is. Makes sense, right? If you make a camp, you make it closer to the waypoint. And definitely not on the side where the spider is. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, that's where she is. Can be further down, can be a bit up. Just walk to the end and then down, like to the wall and then down. We talk to her, we help her. Make sure you pick up this item, because you're gonna need it. So, at this point, with the wand upgrades, I believe we will also drop Frostbomb then. Or especially whenever we get in our elemental focus, which is level 18. And currently we are 17, we just need to find one more pack here. Perfect, so whenever we get back to town, it's fine. Find the road, find the end of the road, find this dude here. Annihilate him. Actually still need blue items as well, I feel like. Okay, click this, and then you are able to log out. And then in a second we're gonna do something a bit weird. For now, I think it would make sense, it would be a good point to drop Frostbomb, right? So, let's do this slowly so everybody can see. Where is our Frostbomb? We don't really need this anymore, I feel like. So we have Orb of Storms and Onslaught, Stormblast Mine, Swift Assembly, and Added Lightning. Gonna be moving over. I'm gonna double check just so I do it correctly and don't fuck up. Perfect. Stormblast Mine, Swift Assembly, Elemental Focus. Added Lightning, Onslaught, and Orb of Storms. Don't need Frostbomb anymore. Everything else essentially stays the same. We made up some space. These two, or the upgrades, we can only do at level 20, right? Wand upgrades. Just make sure you're ready, right? We have enough essences, we have the rings, we have enough alterations. So we should be perfectly fine here. In this case, I'm already gonna pick, because I don't forget later, traps cannot be damaged, even though it doesn't help us right now. Just accept it. So, portal to Act 1. Portal back to Crossroads. This is just like the tiniest time save. Because after we do the crypt, we're gonna log out, and then we are instantly in Act 1. In the middle of the town, so we save like 5 meters of walking space in order to get hand in the quest we did in Down from Alira, right? That is a quest you need to hand in Act 1. Probably could have kept Frostbomb somewhere still, but that's fine. I feel like it's a good point in dropping whenever you're using elemental focus anyway. Feels good to me. Can also make sure you drop your, you activate your Onslaught with Orb of Storms and just throwing down mines, because it already deals damage. You don't need to explode them, just to make sure that actually Orb of Storms is killing stuff. Can pick this waypoint, don't have to. In here in the crypt, we are not looking for any quest, and we are not looking for like a second layer or something. Well, this is dangerous. We're just looking for the lab. That's all the reason we're here. Transmute, I think I was low, so I'm gonna pick this up. Also, transmutes is really good later on, right? So keep selling stuff, because don't get frozen and die to strong boxes, please. Because later on you're gonna do rest crafting, right? Just make sure you have transmutes. It's so cheap, but you need to pick it up. And here it's just like this lever here. I'm gonna walk around. Don't need this one. Go up here. There's another switch we don't need. Whoa, almost died. Perfect. So press the button here. You do not need to kill anything, but there's a lot right now. Maybe any drops? No. Good log out. Oh no, something dropped now. Can log out there, and now we are in Act 1, interesting enough, and we are right at this dude. And we saved 2 seconds maximum. Really good job. Perfect. So, Act 2, you can port directly to here. And we also move on with our tree. Okay, perfect. So, go into the wall ruins. This is a terrible place. The layout essentially is a backwards S, something like that. And over time, especially after you went through, you're gonna see it. But identifying it from the get-go, I find that very difficult. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just walking into one direction. I already see on the minimap it's not gonna be down, right? We're gonna have some kind of upwards situation. We're already level 19. So, because we couldn't get forward anymore, we're gonna go up. And as soon as we can't really go up anymore, we're gonna try to go back. Okay, right? So we can't really go up anymore. So I'm gonna try to move backwards now to get into this S shape, right? That's the one I'm suspecting right now. I could also be really wrong. Let's see. Yeah, deviated for no reason. I'm also dying. Why is everything so dangerous in here? God. Ah, let's just move on. Okay. Okay, we survived. Okay, so I can't really move forward anymore, so we're gonna move up again and then back. Right, go up as long as you can. Oh God. Okay, can't really move up anymore. Let's go back again. So we're doing, you know, this S shape, like a zigzag situation. Can be in any direction, I feel like. Like it doesn't have to be up here. It can be anywhere. It's super easy to see after you did the zone, but while being in the zone, well, perfect. Like look at this, you can definitely tell that's an S shape now, right? But you don't know in which direction it will go from the get-go, so yeah. That's a bit annoying. Okay, we have everything here. We're gonna move towards the live nodes. And here's the exit room. Northern Forest, really cool area if you're low on XP, right? I'm doing really good, I feel like. Probably a level too high or something, maybe. Get a waypoint, because why not? Just in case. Actually, it's not worth it, but I kind of hate not picking waypoints while I'm right next to them. That's so weird to me. Overall, the exit should be top right. That's the rough direction. It's like at the end of a mountain thing again, typically. Bum, bum, bum. Move along. This is not the exit, that's the dread thicket. If you find the dread thicket, that's not what we're looking for. Ooh, wisdoms. Which also means we're gonna get movement speed, guaranteed, in just a bit. That's really cool. So I want to do that. Do we have boots by now? Oh, we have boots by now, but it's blue boots, so we cannot craft movement speed on them. No. We can fix that somehow. We just need a socket there. And then we are fine. Maybe we can look for an item with cool sockets. So yeah, in the caverns there's somewhere at the beginning there should be a long bridge thing. And then we are looking for bottom right, roughly. Rough direction is bottom right here. It's a blue pack, but it's very big. And I'm not in huge need of XP right now. That's one of these monster types that is just annoyingly tanky, I find. So if I don't have to kill them, I might not. In terms of level, I mean, ideally, actually, I typically say I want to be 21 at Val, but I feel like being a level higher or so would actually be a bit beneficial in order to get to 24 at the right spot in Act 3. But that might be just me. Okay, we almost killed this guy anyway, so we can finish him off. He gives us a cool flask. Fancy. It's gonna clog my inventory. I'm not gonna use this. So, crafting recipe. We have movement speed now, so we actually gonna go back to the act and we're gonna look for some boots where we have an open prefix so we can craft it. Movement speed is super important. Let's check, maybe we can also just vendor check and find it here. We cannot. So here are some boots. Be careful. Transmute. We have enough transmutes. There's so many blue sockets. I feel like just getting these, and I'm gonna put skitterbots into it in a second. I'm gonna sell this to him. Then we're gonna go into our hideout and use the crafting bench. You need 3 augments actually for this. You might not always have that. But typically, honestly, what do we get? Oh, 10. Hard. Evil low roll. Really bad. Okay, fine. So we can go back. So now we just have movement speed. You basically forced movement speed. Took quite a while, but sometimes that's just how that goes. Also, to be fair, I did not perfectly vendor check. I could have vendor checked a few more times. So could have been better. Oh, we found the exit. In this case, I don't really know. It's somewhere up is the exit. But as soon as we are in the pyramid, I kind of know where it goes. So pyramids are squares that with each floor, the square goes smaller. Like this is one of the corners. Just imagine a square. So on the first level of Ancient Pyramid, when you get in, the exit is in one of the corners, but it seems to be random. It's one of the 4 corners, or 3 leftover corners. So I'm just checking the different corners here. It's probably not right. So we're gonna move up to the upper corner. Doesn't look too good either. And it's also like a huge dead end. I'm gonna move back and we're gonna check for the left corner, and that's where it's gonna be. And here we go. So you see this is a square and it's in the left corner. Now, each time it's gonna be in the opposite corner. So we are in the down corner. So we go straight for the up corner, and that's where the next door is. This might not connect. Does it connect to the left? Oh, it does, it does. Okay. Kind of a loop. But we made it there. It's a bit random how it connects, right? Every time. Oops. Let's go up there, go down here. Is this on cast rule of moving? Yes, it is. Okay, so bottom, it was up. Let's see. We are in the left corner, so it's going to be on the right now. All the way to the right. And there it is. It also gets easier because the squares get smaller, right? Because it's a pyramid. And then we arrive at the apex. We click the dude. We get the crafting recipe. And then we portal back home. I don't think the animation is actually running anymore, so it doesn't really help. But we just get home, we take our time, and we get done what we need to get done. So are we level 20? Yes, good job. We have 2 wands here, so we're gonna use them. We make sure both of them are blue wands. One already is because we crafted on it. We can reuse it, and this one is not, so we're just gonna make it blue. And it rolled pretty terrible, and that's fine. So we need 2 topaz rings, and they need to be yellow. So we use random shady essences, right? Make them rare rings. And we need 2 alterations. Then we're gonna talk to this friendly fella here, and we're gonna sell the wands, the rings, and 2 of these, and we get insanely powerful weapons, essentially for free. So what you can do is Storm, put your items back in, and you essentially managed to upgrade your weapons, which went really good. And then you can go back in and you are hyper powerful and can take down this dude whenever he actually comes out of his hole. Ideally, you want to pre-stack him. So we're gonna try to do that somewhat useful. So I'm gonna throw mines down until we have like 15. Orb of Storms and then Explodey. Explodey? Somehow I didn't explode them. No. I tried so hard. You can definitely do a better job at pre-stacking stuff. No, 3 phases. I did a bad job there, but you get the idea. If you do better at pre-stacking, he dies earlier. If you don't, then he doesn't. Cool. So, in this case, you can just log out here. Don't wait for the door to open. Main reason, to be fair, for me is because typically I pick up a lot of item at this spot, and in the next act it's gonna take a while until you actually go to town. So log out there, do your selling. That seems quite beneficial. Some more movement speed. Now we find movement speed. Great. So we can get rid of these. Also, I want to identify this. It doesn't have anything useful on it. Perfect. So we're just gonna sell all of this. Should have probably identified the wand. Can still sell those things. So we have more movement speed right now. We are low on wisdom scrolls. We can sell some stuff, which we don't need anyway. Now we have a ton again. And now it's time again for the next act. So what we're gonna do, we double check. Like, make sure, did we get everything right? Do we have our free links set up correctly? I think we do. Just like looking at the guide right now, I'm like, okay, that says Stormblast Mine, Swift Assembly, Elemental Focus. We did that. We have Orb of Storms, Onslaught, Added Lightning. We have our Arcane Surge Flame Dash still going. We have Herald of Thunder picked up. We got the Skitterbots. And basically nothing else was required here. We did a Lyra. Did we do all the quest things right? We did. We upgraded our wands. We just did that, so that's super important. So we are essentially ready to go and move on to Act 3. Act 3 seems a bit more daunting than it actually is. I mean, there's a lot to do. We're moving into 4-link territory, right? Lots of vendor checking again. We would ideally like to already transition to being a trapper. But it depends on finding a 4-link. So a lot of this like preparation stuff is just getting a few gems and things. So it phases itself out, and a bulk of that is after level 28. That's like pretty much at the end of Act 3. So before that, or in general, it's less daunting than it actually is because it's step by step. Overall, we want to make sure we pick a Lapis Amulet, right, from the Lyra. That's what we want to do. We want to make sure we actually kill the fire boss dude. Gravicious, I think is his name, or something like that. That's the one that gives you the level 28 gems, because we need Seismic Trap, obviously, for later, and we want to get all the other cooldown traps as well, like Lightning Spire and Flamethrower Trap. We want to, as said, check vendors very, very frequently, because really we want a 4-link, mainly a triple blue, 1 green for Lightning Trap. Ideally, we also get a blue, blue, green, green. That would be nice for the cooldown traps, but that one is not that important. You can also space out the cooldown traps everywhere. Ideally, we have them in a 4-link because we can then link them to a single support gem, being like an elemental focus, right? That would be ideal, but don't worry too much about that. It's mostly about the triple blue, 1 green. Let's see if we can find that. Also, I personally skip library. If you really want to, you can do library, pick up some gems already, level them, do things like that. I just really dislike library, so I'm not doing that. Also, an opportunity now would be to experiment, if you want to, link all your cooldown traps to advanced traps, because then you get like cooldown recovery back again. I don't think it's necessary. I'm not going to do it this time, but it could be an alternative link, to be fair, instead of elemental focus, something like that. So yeah, last but not least, for Dominus, get some lightning resistance, right? Maybe make sure you have some, so you don't die to Dominus too often. Let's do this. Obviously, we locked out, right, at the Omni dude, so we can just use our portal now, because this you automatically get this. Also, maybe turn on your skitterbots. Did I fight the boss without skitterbots? Possibly. I don't know what I did. Okay, cool. In here, you just walk up, and you're gonna find Clarissa on like a pole. There she is, and there's one unique dude. It's a guard captain, apparently. So you kill him, and then you wait for her to get up. You need to talk to her. Don't forget to talk to her. It's easy to just run past it, and then you have to go back, actually. Because I don't think you can progress without talking to her first. I go in here. The vendor checking starts at 24, by the way. For the 4 links, yeah. Right? Before you are level 24, the vendors cannot have 4 links. That's not possible. Or specifically, they cannot have 4 socket items. So therefore, no 4 link. In here, in the slums, typically the crate thing is a bit up from our starting point, and I just pick a direction. I usually pick counterclockwise rotation, and I just walk in a circle, and at some point you're gonna find the crematorium. There's probably a trick to this as well. I just don't know it. Just, like always, walk around until you find the thing, and don't worry too much about the layouts. They're not that important. Also 21. In terms of actual leveling goals, you want to be 24 before the docks, or at the docks. You want to be level 24. That's kind of important. So make sure you don't underlevel too heavily. And there it is. I said, just walk in a circle. At some point it's going to appear. Can take this waypoint. It's not needed. Make sure you get your defenses up. So in here, we have 2 things to find. A big room, which has a clue. I'm going to try to show you the clue. And we want to find the, how's it called, the lab trial, which I already can see. It should be at this book thing. Usually these books, it's like little stories. They point towards your lab trial. Careful without fire res here. Why is it? Oh, there's a lever. God damn it. Without fire res, you can easily die in here. Also, in here is typically a rare mob, which can be a bit crazy. Don't log out. Okay, cool. Let's look for the big room. I'm gonna stop whenever I see it. Hopefully we get to see the clue first, so I can show you a little bit. So big as room, big as room. This is like a dead end here. I have a feeling it should be all the way over there. Let's see if this actually connects up again. Oh, it does. No, it does not. Okay. So it's somewhere there, apparently. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
So another essence if you still have need. It's not here either. Okay, cool. I see the room already. Interestingly enough. Because this goes up so far, and here's like a starty point already. Let's get a bit closer. You see this? It's like a big ass room also from the bottom. If you look at it from the bottom, there's like a big room, and this has this little this little line there, right? If you see the room, you see this line and a big ass room. If you're coming from the bottom, that's the room you're looking for. There's also a shit ton of essences in here. There's a hatred one, so I kind of want to get the hatred, to be fair. Pre-stack this. Make sure you get rid of the guards, since they, I believe they can curse you or something. She only needs to get to 50%, so don't worry. She's very tanky, so we're already done. Pick the crafting recipe, and in our case here, I want the hatred essence, I believe. That might be a really good one to upgrade some armor piece we have. Maybe these gloves, actually, are not the worst choice. We get some life and cold res. Why not? Perfect. Don't really care about this essence. Make sure you pick up the bracelet, and then you can log out. And we are good. So in this case, don't need to go here. Actually, does he already give us? Yes, she does. That's the curse thing. I always forget to pick up the curse when I come back here. In this case, it's conductivity, right? You pick it up, and we have a better time. Talk to her. Make sure you talk to Clarissa, and then you walk all the way up. No need for vendor check unless you're looking for something else like movement speed, some link stuff already. But you should have your free links, right? You should have some movement speed already. If not, check the vendor. But in this case, I need to vendor check again starting 24. So as said, somewhere up from the waypoint is where typically the sewer crating is. Maybe it's in this big room here. Maybe it's not. Oh, there. It's marked with an exclamation thingy. Very convenient. Get into the sewers. So sewers also has some tricks to it. Before the waypoint, the first bust is, like the first quest thing, is somewhere before the waypoint. If you find the waypoint first, oh, there it is, then, and you don't have one of these things yet, right? Go back. With waypoint, I mean this long thing. It needs to be before that, somehow. So then the next one is always right there, and depending on how this looks. So if you look at the room this one is in, if it's a big ass room, then the third bus is to the left. If it's a tiny room, the third bus is to the right. And the exit is always to the left. So big room is better, because big room means you can head straight towards the exit. At level 23 right now. Really want to be 24, right? So we're gonna kill a bit more stuff. It's also nice in here because every one of these rooms has like a blue pack. So it's so much XP basically. Pick up stuff. We have the third bust, and then we can move on towards the exit. Bum, bum, bum. And we get off here. Marketplace should easily be 24 actually. We still have like an entire area to do. Should be fine. So from here, that's a bit hard to describe it. It's some kind of an up situation. Not feeling good about this one. So let's go fully up. And we're looking for like a little entrance thing. Just hug one of the walls. And here it is. You know, it's like a passage thing with these dudes on these pedestals. Get the waypoint, very important. And we go into the catacombs. The only reason we are there, it's not for quests, it's just for the lab trial. Also, by the way, mini tip, if you're unsure if the area you're in has a lab trial, open your map and see while you're in this area. It says like solve the thing in this area. If this is not on your questy thing, then you're in an area that doesn't have one. That's always helpful, right? So you don't need to like look back to our website or to a guide, like where are the trials? Is a trial in this area? Just open the thing, it tells you. If you're in a different area, this doesn't say that. Here we just walk in circles again. No, there's a book. Book might be, yes. Book leads us to the way. Here you can just jump over there, jump back. Oops, I didn't jump back. Nice. Recipe here. Just run to the end, click the thing, remember to click the thing, and exit. To character selection, and we are back here. Talk to this guy to get rid of the busts. Also check, we are 23, so we cannot vendor check yet, which is a very sad time actually. Make sure we go up here. We're doing this correct, right? We're doing this correct, good. And Krigera doesn't have anything yet, so we're just gonna move on. Marketplace again. We're almost 24. Would have been nice to vendor check already, but it didn't, so fair enough. From here, it's from the waypoint past this entrance, and then somewhere at the end, or at this outer wall, which you're gonna hack, there's gonna be an entrance. Probably right here. No, okay. It's all the way down here, nice. There's some trick with depending where this entrance to the waypoint is, depends on that, it depends where the exit actually is. Am I going crazy right now? Did I miss it? Oh no, it's all the way down here, nice. Okay, Battlefront, so. We want to go a bit left and a bit up. And that's where the waypoint is. Don't go too much up. It's a bit difficult to find, but here it is. So it's just like rather leftish. Waypoint, pick up this thing, and now make sure to get 24 before you enter docks for maximum XP efficiency, I believe. We are 24, we did it, nice. So, since I'm desperate enough for a 4-link, I'm just gonna log out and vendor check before I go into the docks. Just make sure, again, I have a bit of a different link now. It just looks for any 4-link, right? So I know there's not a single 4-link here. So we are good on this. We're gonna get more trap nodes. Obviously, we need to walk this little distance again, but it's so worth it to get 4-links, just like to collect a bunch of them. And then somewhere in the top left should be the docks. In case you're not 24 or not at least 75% on the way to 24, do the temple first. Don't go here first. Do the temple first, get to Dilera, get your amulet, and then come back here. What I like to do here is, because just the density is good, there's so many blue packs, like every corner has blue packs. I'm actually mostly here for XP. Next to, we need to find a quest item, obviously, but it's mostly for XP, and I like to stay here until 26. That's the basic idea. Ooh, wisdoms. Also, I'm dying from bleed. I can't use that yet. God damn it. So, we found the quest item already. Whoa. So that's really good. That's the main objective to be here. So now it's just about finding density and essentially leveling up a bit. It helps us for later, right? So we don't accidentally under level. We don't want that. That's one of the good zones. We're gonna do more of them later on. It's like a very typical thing to do. If you are already 26, because you just over-leveled more, that's fine. Then you don't have to do this. That's perfectly fine. It's just a minimum, essentially. I like taking the waypoint here as well, because then I can just log out and reset the zone anywhere. When I feel like not hitting any density anymore, I'm gonna shoot that end. Like probably after this area here. Also, I'm still level 24, so ideally I would like to get to 25 first, and then log out to vendor check. I can't stress this enough on how much worth it is, in my opinion, and that's obviously not speedrunning, but it's so worth to vendor check frequently, to take the time to vendor check. It makes your entire run so much smoother if you just get the links you need. You're not struggling for 4 links, you know, stuff like that. I still have density, and I still have a bunch of time until... This one is very annoying. I don't want to fight it anymore. You have time until you level up next. So while you're still finding density, feel free to still kill stuff. Just gonna kill stuff here again, some more mobs here, and then I'm just gonna log out. Right. And I'm gonna ask the friendly vendor dude if he wants to sell me a 4-link. He does not. Is the filter even correct? Yeah, it's working correctly. Not a single one. Ah. Sad times. Okay, so again, docks, control left click, click new area, new monsters, and we're gonna fill up our level to 26, vendor check again, and then we move towards the temple. Another big life flask, which is cool. Walk into it. Still didn't end it. Damn it. Some essence here. Not really interested. You can do all of them. Just don't troll yourself by crafting really crappy gear with essences and then having full suffixes and then you cannot craft resistance. Don't do that. That's a 4-link, I believe. Wow, let's not die. I feel like my fire resistance must be low. Oh yeah. There's a 4-link and it's armor energy shield, so gonna sell it for a chrome, I guess. There's no way of chroming this. Evasion, yes, is essentially what you're looking for. That's the ones you need. Strong boxes give some nice density. Nice. Pure energy shield. Ooh, we could try to chrome it. Bit risky, bit risky. But we have options now. So we managed to get to 26. We don't need a 4-link yet, so don't stress out. But if you can, giant life flasks, interesting. I can use this one, perfect. Is it a weird thing? Oh yeah, it's more recovery, that's also good. We don't want this anymore. We're just gonna sell. I don't need this and I don't need this. But I can also use my curse now if I would have a link, which I don't. That means I will make sure this has more sockets. Now we have a curse. And this 4-link, maybe I try later to chrome it. For now, I don't need it yet. I'm just gonna put it in the bank. This one is interesting because it's our Act 6 4-link. And since it's super cheap, I'm just gonna get it, right? Just for safety, right? For Exsanguinate, probably not gonna use it. Maybe not using this one either. Just saving up already for the future, future-proofing everything. And then we can go back to the battlefront. And we move towards Dilara. So we get an amulet, which is cool. We can also go ahead and maybe do some resistance crafting already. I typically do that in Act 4, but might be worth it here. Some more blue stuff. Since we did overlevel a bit now, we can afford to kill significantly less in areas where it's not as effective. Here, in general, you want to stay on the carpet. In this one, the carpet isn't, like in the Solaris Temple, isn't all that helpful. It's way more helpful in the Lunaris Temple on the other side, you're gonna see. But here, it's somewhat helpful. I feel like down is a good idea. Unsure. Let's see if we can keep our onslaught up. Oh, this looks terrible. It might be very wrong. Maybe, maybe not actually. Maybe we're good. Do we want to go up here already? No, right. Maybe? No, that's definitely a dead end. It might swoop around all the way behind this area to the left of the entrance. It didn't, but I see the exit down there, so it must be here. Possibly, at least. Okay, direction wasn't too bad, actually. There it is. So, typically she is next to the entrance, like Dilara itself. So it's a bit of a walking a big circly thing around to get behind it. Apparently not here, but possibly up there. Could also be a huge dead end here. Let's see if we can get up there somehow. Might be. There it is. So yeah, it's kind of a swoopy thing. Get this waypoint, go up here, pick your amulet, I pick Lapis, and get the quest item. You can identify it. At least get fire res, so it's better than what we had before, right? And then in this case, if we leveled up, vendor check. I don't think we did, so we can go into the sewers. We definitely didn't because we leveled to 26, another thing, right? So you can go straight here. Also, if you got too many items, feel free to vendor. Pick up a crafting recipe, and then we go to the barracks, right? Pick the waypoint, and up we go to the level 28 dude, which in this case, we just got some fire rest. That's cool. Make sure you have fire rest for the dude. He's like very strong boss. I feel like it's one of the harder bosses in the game, almost. I would say very dangerous dude. Okay, let's see. Can also use our curse now. Let's clear everything around him first. Curse him, put down the thing, a lot of traps, chain explode him again. Dodge the bullet hell. Ooh, we got hit. Ah, don't get hit again. Okay, I managed. Oh, that's not a fall link. I thought it's a fall link. Okay, he's dead. Make sure you kill him. Worst case, corpse rush the dude. It's fine. And then we move towards the Lunaris temple, which should be up here somewhere. Get in there. Here, the carpet is way better. So you typically just want to stay on the carpet. And there's one trick with like a room full of like chairs and benches, which we should probably encounter at some point. I'm just staying on the carpet. So this one, these rooms with the carpet. Always carpet goes in, and in the middle it splits into two directions, and it's always the corner. Always take left or right, depending where the carpet goes in these bench rooms. Then just take the carpet, take the carpet. Okay, we encountered some kind of corner thing. In this case, multiple directions. I pick one that has a carpet. Not feeling confident here. So I kind of left the carpet now. So it's probably more to the right. Top right here, right? Maybe here. Oh, more carpet here. Possible, possible. We found it. Perfect. So yeah, in some cases it's not 100% clear, but overall stay on a carpet. So here, I really like this stuff here, right? Obviously we are minor, it doesn't really help us, but it's gonna help us really soon. Because very soon we will be a trapper dude. Obviously you can take these things later, right? You can skip it and say, oh, I'm gonna use these 2 points to get stronger earlier, but I mean, if you look at the damage, I don't feel like you need to. He's still carried heavily by the 2 wand crafts. Heavily. So the damage fall off and stuff isn't even there yet. In here, I just like pick a direction and I try to stick like to the outside, right? Walk in a circle, stick to the outside walls until you find stairs that go up. If stairs go up, you did good. That's where you need to go. Only 27, that's also fine. I'll keep doing that, or in this case it went up again. So at some point there are cards at top. You pick the side that has only 1 card. That's the correct way, essentially. Oh, armor evasion boots again. Okay, another falling, which we can use. Perfect. After you went up there, you find the first like a golden gate thing, which is more or less straight typically. Here's the door, okay? Big door. From the big door, goes just straight in the direction the door points. Don't deviate somewhere else. Just go straight through everything. Handle the door bosses, and then it should be here somewhere. Don't let me down now, layout. Don't let me down. It's typically very straight from the last door. Maybe it's just up here, right? Oh, there it is. Okay, I just missed it. So yeah, pretty much straight from there. So this time, gate points in this direction. Ooh, for green. And again, pretty much straight ahead is the next door. So in this room, as soon as you go up here, place a safety portal. Because up here, there are so many more monsters, and sometimes like there's a high chance of dying. And if you die up here, the way to go back is really bad. Again, also turn on your skitterbots. Here, pre-stack her as much as you can. And explode your traps. Make sure you curse her. Almost die. Depending on what form she picks, we're gonna respond to. I don't know where she went. Honestly. Where is she? Oh, there. Whoa. If she turns into this monster, just run around the corner. Like like a thing. And depending on how well you stack, you can kill her quite quickly, usually. Perfect. Ooh, more falling action. Armor evasion again. God damn it. Pick the recipe, make sure you pick up the tower key. And then we're gonna log out. And we're getting close to the end. So what did we find? This is like a full blue. Armor evasion again. I can't use armor evasion. It's like identified. 15% movement speed, which we already have. You can look at this thing. It's strength and intelligence with more intelligence. And some cold res. We have more fire res here. So I don't really mind it. Can get rid of this if you still need it. And the other one we will save. So again, checking for 4 links. Nothing here. Sad times. So, pick your seismic trap.
There is nothing else.
And go to Clarissa. Did we sell already? Oh yeah, we did. And then look for the other traps, right? So one is the Spire trap here. It's like an orb of chance. And Flamethrower. I don't have another orb of chance, which is really sad. So we need to have a look if we can get one. Maybe we can trade for one actually. Can you buy chance orbs? For fusing, definitely going to do that because I want my gems to be ready. Flamethrower trap. So you have 2 free traps, which is really helpful. Talk to this person as well. Get your skill point. And then we can stash away our 4-link collection, right? It's always good to get more 4-links. And that should basically be it. Just thinking if I made a mistake. I don't think I did. So that's fine. Also, in terms of tree things, we're going to go down here and move towards all of these nodes here. So we can get this mastery as well for the skitterboards and things like that. So, what do you do then? Ebony Barracks. Move straight up. Check if your auras are actually on. Don't die to bleed. Go into the gardens. And then you're gonna follow the road and find the actual waypoint. We're also almost at a level up again. So I feel like I want to kill some stuff here. Since after the lab trial in a second, we will go back to town anyway. So that's like very, very helpful. I found the waypoint. After the waypoint, you want to go to the top right. You somehow want to move into the woods as much as you can. And somewhere up there is the lab trial. It's just like a waddle your way in as deep as you can into these jungle type things here. Somewhere here, and there it is. I didn't entirely level up yet, which is a bit sad, but it's okay. Oh, crafting recipe. Also, these monsters will not be enough. It's okay. Log out. Go back to town. So, what we can do here instantly is we will go into this plaza thing. Grab the waypoint. So we have it for later, and then what I like to do here as well, what's typically a good point, is to have the first look at resistance maybe, right? So lightning, for example, is super low. We want to fight Dominus in a second. Cool thing is we have these wands, right? They have space for resistance. So we can just for a single transmute get some lightning resistance on this one. On the other one I'm probably gonna get fire because I don't want to have the same resist twice. So we're doing good on that. Let's have a look. Still could use some more lightning. I'm just gonna have a look where is space. Like this one has an open suffix. Cool. Let's get some lightning resistance. Why not? Because it already has lightning resistance. Good job, me. Maybe our amulet with fire has 3 suffixes. Nope. Maybe these. Let's put it just somewhere. Yeah, most items are not that great right now. Whatever. Let's just put it somewhere. It's just a transmute. And we're again good to go. So we can go to the Imperial Gardens. So on the waypoint, there's typically or tend to be 2 ways from the waypoint, right? And one of them is more to the right than the other, and that's where we go. Quick interruption there. Sorry about that. So we're gonna redo this. As said, go to the right, or like from the 2 ways. One is more right than the other. Or right-hand side, and that's where the tower is. It's also where you can do library first, right? If you want to do library, go for it. This tower is almost round, but it has essentially like corners as well. Like this one, we are in one of the corner side things right now, and in one of the 4 corners is where the exit is typically. So we're just gonna look that. You don't need to run into them. Like you see this already from quite far away because these points show up. So you don't need to run into the corners if you can avoid it. And we also just made it to 28. Don't make mistakes here now. Okay, trap damage. So we just gonna walk around. We also don't have the 4 link yet, right? And that's okay. We're just gonna kill Dominos with the setup we have. Ideally, we would be able to switch already. That would be perfect, right? Already having like multiple 4 links. Since I just see the waypoint and I just leveled up, why not vendor check? Maybe he's friendly. So yeah, ideally he would be a trapper already. That would be really cool. And like super perfect. Nothing there. Not a single 4 link. Sad times. Yeah, he would be a full trapper, but it's totally okay to be a miner still. Will be more difficult to kill Dominos. We got some resistance as well, especially also phase 2 is a bit scary because he's gonna bleed Rainers. So we're in the upper scepter, it's a scepter. Still same thing. We're gonna walk around and try to check the different corners. See for the up one. Also feel like this tower is also getting smaller. The further we go to the top, which also is probably not that uncommon for towers, right? So again, it's in one of the corners. I have to do this 1 or 2 more times. I forgot. Let's see. Might still be on the left. Maybe I missed it. No, it's not. Ooh, alchemies. Very good. And that's where it is. So now it should be last time, I believe. Maybe I have to do this. So the tower gets more and more destroyed, so connections are getting worse between the corners. And that's where it is, and that's where Dominos should be as well. Typically the hard part at Dominos is not himself, it's like the monsters before that. So ideally maybe we get a good pre-stack, right? If you're better at the game, you definitely can do this better than I do, but yeah, there we go. Ow! Oh no! I had a nice pre-stack. Oh, that dude. Let's kill them one by one. I upped my resistance. Why did he just one-shot me so badly? Oh wow, he's a very, very evil person. Okay. I think a huge issue with these is typically as well that they stack, like they have like auras, right? So they make each other significantly more powerful, and then as long as there are a bunch of them alive, it's like, that's a very unfun experience, to be fair. Curse it. Actually throw down traps, I guess. And we almost managed to kill them. It's way cooler if you're already a trapper here, to be fair, because you just throw down your traps and you don't need to deal with these people all the time. And I don't want to die again, actually. God. Okay, are we at Dominos now? I think we are. Don't get hit by this. Ooh, I did get hit by this. Ooh, I have lightning resistance. Oh, no, you're not gonna hit me this time. Almost done. There's a crow. That's nice. Oh, some more stuff to sell. Okay. See, fight can be a bit tricky. It's also easier if you get better gear, right? If you spend more time killing stuff, you don't run around with white items that much. That's also really helpful. Let's try to get a pre-stack. Need to use your flask there. Because ideally you don't need to like stand still so much. So you can dodge attacks a bit better. Right. Which is quite annoying if you're still a miner. And we still made it. We killed the thing. Let's pick up all the things. And move on to the aqueduct so we can be in Act 4. We did not level up, so no need in vendor checking just yet. But we can vendor check in Act 4, right? Because we didn't look at that vendor yet. Which we're gonna obviously do in a second. Trying to make sure that I get closer to leveling up right now, but I don't want to level up, right? I want to first get to town. Let's be careful here. Let's stop killing stuff. Don't die, don't die. No. Let's get through this without killing anything. Oh wow, these blue packs gave so much more experience than I thought. No, I want to get to town first, so I can vendor check, then go into the next thing, and vendor check again. Let's not kill anything. We're way too close for comfort. Okay, we made it to Act 4. Nice. Perfect. Obviously, you can sell stuff there, but that essentially concludes Act 3. Again, we have concluded like an act, so we should check, did we do all the things that we needed to do? Did we get connectivity? We did. Did we get all the free fancy traps? Yes, we did. Can't even use them yet, right? Because we're missing some dexterity, which you can get in a second. That's not a big deal. You should obviously level them in the offhand. Kind of forgot that as soon as I had 28. Make sure you somehow level them. We did vendor check a lot, right? That was interesting. You just didn't get lucky yet. At least not too lucky. So we should look at chroming one of the items we found, maybe. I'm gonna figure this out as soon as we start Act 4 properly. But in terms of did we do what we wanted to do, I would say, yep. We did the things. Good job. We managed to get to Act 4 and we're about to become a trapper as soon as we fix our falling situation. During Act 4, we're gonna really make sure we get a falling. So we're gonna really force this in this case. So it means lots and lots of vendor checking. I think we, in our case, already got a falling. We might need or might try to recolor it. In order to get a triple blue, 1 green with 6 chromatics, we can maybe try on that. I'm going to do that in a second. You also really want to fix your resistance, like have a look at that. So you're at least at like 50% at the minimum. You could consider getting a bleed flask. And we're gonna do our first lab around crystal veins. That should be kind of cool. Also, yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's move on. Also realized that we should not have taken an lapis amulet, actually. Would have been way better to take a dexterity one, because I just realized we don't even have the dex in order to use these traps here. So a little bit mistake there, fixed it in the guide. Gonna do that. So since we did just arrive, we can go ahead and vendor the things we don't need. Might want to identify here. Doesn't have dexterity either. Also want to have a look at this chest here. It actually has dexterity, but needs dexterity. So that's not very helpful. Can probably get rid of this thing as well. And first of all, we're gonna go into the dried lake. So stuff still on this. I'm gonna have a look here. We leveled up. And now we want to kill stuff. I'm interested in almost leveling up again, actually, here. Ideally, I would like to vendor check first, but yeah. Let's see how we actually do this. Typically, you find the dude you're looking for in one of the corners. What it feels like in a corner. there it is. Essentially crafting recipe, obviously. Also kind of shows you, right? Oh, almost died there. Let's take a recipe. Let's kill this dude. It'd be really nice if you could turn into a trapper by now, but yeah. Let's see how well that goes. Maybe we're just lucky with our recoloring. Oh, it's one red. It's armor, yes, again. That really doesn't help us. Kill some more stuff. Let's be careful to not actually level up. So we're not actually going up to 30. We stay at 29 for a little bit. Until we can... Let's get like really close. How about we try that? 1 or 2 more packs. 30 is cool here. I'm just basically doing this to be able to vendor check more often. I said we really want to force the correct strength on it, which isn't too bad either, I guess. We have a bunch of flasks, which is cool. Can sort the stuff here a bit. Better gloves would be nice as well. We did find a ton of life here, and we also found dexterity here, so we don't need to swap out the amulet just now, which is kind of cool. Got a bunch of life there. More life than here, but it's level 32. We're just gonna wait for that. That's perfectly fine to me.
Yes.
I assume we can get rid of the rest. We can also have a look here if we can find a proper fall link. And in this case we did not. So we are going to try our luck at recoloring, and we actually managed to recolor. So we can become a trapper. So let me make sure we are doing this right. So where's our actual free link? So if you record this over multiple days, then it's sometimes like really confusing. There's our elemental focus. We don't need Stormblast Mine anymore. You could keep Swift Assembly probably if you want to. No more Opus Storms. No more Onslaught actually as well. And added lightning damage. You don't need any more as well. You can already put this thing in here. We're gonna keep these 4 links. And in this case, we want controlled destruction and multiple traps for this. Obviously, you can pick up these gems earlier if you want to, right? Do we have a second elemental focus already? I don't think we do. So we have controlled destruction and elemental focus. So we do get a second one. I have this one here for now. And we need multiple traps, which is somewhere in Act 1. I believe, I hope. It's so very easy to find gem usually. Here it is. Okay. Let's get rid of the stuff. Like all of the stuff.
Goodbye.
And every other link should be fine. Heroic Defender is fine. This is fine. Just to make sure I don't do something dumb. And we have these other 2 traps we cannot equip yet, and that's okay. Can make this a movement skill again. We can have our Lightning Spire trap typically here, Curse there, and then we have the other two traps in the leftover spaces. This is essentially now 2 levels, so it's rather easy to do. Just gonna wait for that actually a bit. Can also get that dex a bit earlier, but it's fine. Okay, cool. While we're at it, let's vendor check in Act 3 as well. So let's say you haven't found a fall link yet, or you're looking for a second fall link, which we actually do. Then you can always check both vendors while you're at it. Right now, since I already found the important falling, I'm not gonna check 2 acts, but I'm gonna make sure I check back at Kira. So just we get a blue, green, green falling, going for the bigger traps. But for now it's fine. I mean, until we actually need them. So now you're a trapper. You can throw down these funny traps that kind of look like this. Boop, boop. I kind of like the skill. So Artisan Strombox, always take these. They give you like random currency. I think really interesting there. There's nothing to do in Mines level 1. There was a crafting recipe I should have picked up, but fair enough. I didn't, and that's okay. Actually, don't know which recipe it is. An actual league launch, please go back and pick it up, just in case you actually need it. In Mines level 2, there is stuff to do. You're also getting the Skitterbot Mastery very soon, so our mana is going to be way better.
Someone or something is keeping very busy in the bowels of this mountain.
And here it is. It's Mines level 2. You need to find this exclamation mark thing, the quest item. You don't need to kill the boss that is there. Ooh. Just make sure he doesn't kill you, maybe. Would be really good. Always click the notes. The Nico notes, not so much for the soul fight, but it can drop like a divination card that gives a bunch of alterations. So that's very nice. I just seen the exit there. Like the divination card can drop the moment you click on this, on these node things. So we're level 30 right now. And I want to do lab soon. Ideally whenever I arrive at the crystal veins, but I definitely want my cooldown traps ready, right? So we need to solve the dex issue first, either by doing an amulet, or how much life do we have? Also a bit low on life, to be fair. So maybe delay it a bit more and wait for 1 or 2 more level ups. I should have an easier time, and I really don't want to die in lab today. Which is funny because it makes you so much more tanky as soon as you get lab. Because you get these blind nodes and they're really strong, I feel like. Makes everything very safe. How much? Oh, we are really good on resistance actually. Can even fix a bit of the lightning and maybe a bit of the fire if you get rid of the amulet. So we could kind of do that actually, right? Yeah, we also got the better flasks now, which is cool. Is this one a weird one? Okay, less recovery rate is also not too bad. I feel like we do lab. I feel like we're gonna risk doing lab. Oh, where did I go? Let's go here. Let's see if we can just buy an amulet. That is, it's the wrong vendor.
Yes.
That helps us with dexterity. Here's a dexterity amulet. That's perfectly fine. Let's keep this around for a moment. And then you could go here and here, maybe put the flamethrower there, and then we can link 2 of the traps, right, to elemental focus, and this one not, and it's fine. One of them is unlinked if you have a 4 linked in. Make sure you do that. If not, it's not such a big deal, I feel like. I have this, so now we actually check resists again. We definitely need fire, and we're gonna want probably some lightning. That's the point where your crafting bench comes in. It's only transmutes. So we're gonna put some fire here. Well, this one already has. Where do we have space? And some more fire there. What are we missing now? A bit of lightning. Probably fine. But especially fire, because there's like fire stuff, right? In the actual evil traps and stuff. There's a website you can use that shows you the labyrinth layout. I typically don't, I just go top right. I do use it on the later labs actually. That feels a really good idea. The ones that are really long. The very first one, the very first room is always super simple. You go up into this corner. The layout is always exactly the same. And go move a bit over here. And then it's top right. Every single time it's the same. And there's your first trial. Let's gonna see how the damage actually is. If this works out or not. Could have waited a few more levels. I could also do it now. Should be totally fine. So it's like the first time I can show this. Like the build is really dumb. You have all these cooldown traps, and the tactic with it is you just throw down all the traps, right? Make sure you curse the guy. Also, you can't see anything, right? I just didn't see the slam there and just got lucky. I was looking at my traps, and then there's fire on the ground and whatever. So yeah, there's a bit of the trapping experience of you don't see anything, so you might die. So now it's not always the same layout anymore, which is okay when daubed top right. That's the general idea and plan I typically go for. Just move top right, see if the exit is there. You can always click on these things, right, and then it will tell you. And also obviously if the entrance already says aspirants. Trial, then you're correct. Also have a easier Izaro today, I believe. I don't think he has double swords. What does he have? Is it a two-handed hammer? It's actually the easiest Izaro that exists, I believe. You can throw your traps a bit earlier. Make sure you use your mana flask. Curse the guy. Be careful what he's actually doing. My positioning was pretty off there. Again, I almost got slammed. I'm gonna run today. Holy. Yeah, make sure you don't accidentally bait him out of your traps, right? If he's gonna jump you, stay somewhat closer, I assume, right? So you can one-shot him. If you're scared, obviously, keep your distance. It's okay. You just have to wait for your cooldowns again. Point is a little bit that with the good slot, current iteration of the game, some time ago the traps got nerfed the cooldown, so you already have lower cooldown, and that means they don't come back so quickly, right? I mean, obviously. And so if the boss repositions out of all your traps, then that hurts way more than it did before. So you can check if you are right here. Probably fine. Seems like same distance. So I'm gonna go in here, and we should find our exit now. We can take this. Like shrines are really cool, I feel like in lab. Just need to be a bit careful because around shrines there's typically a lot of monsters, and if I understand correctly, they have the shrine buff. So, oh, there's already some exit. So yeah, they might be really strong, and you might get overwhelmed with projectiles or something. So be a bit careful around shrines, trying to pick them up. Take your time. But if you get them, that's really cool. Only bad thing is you cannot take it into Izaro, right? So yeah, you can also like only throw 2 traps, right, per thing, and then wait a bit. Curse him. This time I did see it, right? And then as soon as he repositioned, you like go again, right? I mean, it's a point is it just takes a bit longer. You don't one-shot him that easily, that well. Ooh. So yeah, is there anything I want? Oh god, there's way too much loot. I dislike it. No, maybe a chest. I think the chest our falling is the chest, right? So yeah, we ascend. It's gonna go here, open all these things. You can enchant your gloves, I think it is here. Not so sure if you want to do that. I just never do it. I'm super honest there. Also realize I think my filter is wrong. Yeah, it's wrong. On a caster one. So here you're gonna be a saboteur, and then you're gonna take these blind nodes. You could go like here first and second lab, third lab, but then you don't have the blind thing. So if you feel like you want to die a bit more, then yeah, I would. You could consider doing a different order, but I absolutely can't recommend that. Don't need this. There's 52 life. That's really cool. A bunch of life and resists. So I kind of feel like I keep this. A bit unsure. So yeah, now we are a Saboteur. We are a Trapper already. So we can kind of move on here into Dareso's Dream. And essentially we are more or less done for the act. We just want to link our traps together. That would be really, really cool. And then, honestly, not much is happening anymore. Until Act 6, where you can consider going Exsanguinate. Which I typically do as well, right? You can do go for Exsanguinate at Act 6. But it's not required, right? If you're in Act 6 and you feel like your Lightning Trap is still cool, so then you can just level it on the side maybe or something. And keep using Lightning Trap for a bit longer. This feels like the wrong direction. So I'm gonna go down here. It feels like it's gonna loop around. And that's not what we want to do. I want to go up here maybe. Now up-ish. Possibly. Need to find a big... Ooh! I died! That was nice. It was not very nice. Still resist kept more or less. Doesn't save you from misplaying, I guess, right? It's perfect, especially dying now after picking up the defense notes. Seeing how useful they are. Oh, he's ghosted, right? Let's kill him. We need revenge. Oh, he's dead. Right. It's the same like here now with the traps. It's a bit odd. There isn't really a priority in them. I throw Seismic first, typically. So if I see something more beefy, I just throw down one or two of a random one of the cooldown traps. Right, or if you have like a mini-boss thing here, maybe curse him and then he probably dies. It's completely overkill. Oh, you have to kill everything in here. And then you can move on. Grand Arena. Grand Arena, there's some tricks to it, I would say. And that is, I mean, obviously, taking this thing here. It's always to take left turns. Whenever there's the possibility to make a turn in these catacomb-like things, you make a left-hand turn. So in terms of level, we are probably a bit under-leveled right now. So I feel like killing a bunch of packs in these in-between things. Okay, we only can take a left turn here. Again, as said, I feel like killing a bunch of stuff here. It wasn't too much here. So it typically has a bunch of... not taking a left turn is actually wrong. It's like on the map more towards the left, right? That's funny because the left turn would have led me somewhere else there. Maybe that's actually a wrong phrasing. I mean, I know where to go. It just seems hard to explain. It's left. It's more leftish on the map than probably on this thing here. Okay, I didn't get many intersection there. Maybe I'm crazy. Who knows? Here I throw down like 6 traps, which is probably too much per... Oh yeah, it's completely overkill. Because he's gonna recharge, so let's do 1 trap each. Curse him. Maybe some lightning traps. Maybe that's better. That's one of these things. If you throw all the traps, you're not gonna have traps whenever he comes back from his face. Make sure to curse him. And then he goes back into his face again. And now it's the last phase. So we can throw like all the things. And then he should die and drop all his stuff. You can log out. Just make sure you pick up the quest item. That would be really good. Don't do the bad thing. Ah, very nice. Okay, we should get... or should be able to put this thing in now. Maybe we have something to make it more sockets. Perfect. We also have I have a fusing. It seems like a bit of a waste, I know, but I just want this stuff to be here. So that's kind of good. We can maybe also get this thing back in and see how do our defense look. We don't really have that much cold anymore. And lightning, but it's above 50, so I'm kind of feeling okay doing this right now. In terms of vendor checking, obviously, we shouldn't forget. This is armor evasion. It doesn't help us. You need ES evasion to attempt a recolor, I believe. It's like the only thing. It's 47 life, nice. Some dexterity as well.
You will be remembered.
Oh well. Let's go back here. If you want to, as soon as you have this thing in your inventory, if you talk to her once, right, then it goes away. So it saves you some inventory space if you feel like you need that. In Calm's Dream, which is next, it's basically a windy thing upwards, right? You always want to go stairs up, and then you're gonna go all the way here, stairs up and back. Like so, back and forth, always stairs upwards is the next thing. It's probably over here. Yes, like these tiny passages are typically the right way. Level it up again. We try to remember, so we will vendor check in a bit. How much dex do we actually have now? Oh, isn't too much. Should definitely go for a dexterity amulet. I feel like it seems to be the choice, to be fair here. Over time, what does that do with our resistance? It's actually pretty good. Yeah, I like this a bit more. And I have more dexterity to level up our traps, because they're probably gonna get expensive in terms of dexterity soon, and then you can't level up the cooldown traps, and that would be bad. So yeah, make sure you pick a rare dexterity amulet from... Is she called Dilara as well? Something along those lines. So yeah, I'm just moving along this windy path. I believe there's some tricks where you can like shortcut on top of the mountain, something like that, but you might only be able to do this with, how's it called? The, oh god, my brain today. It's kind of right today. Smoke mine. I'm looking just for smoke mine. That's what you can use to, you know, get up these hills. Here it's the same. Sorry about that. Kaom's Stronghold, essentially it's called. You again need to find like these stairs leading upwards. It's kind of windy and windy pathing. And then you should be able to find the boss, finally. It's a very long zone, I feel like. It's also really bad to die here. If you feel like you might be dying, then probably fix your resistance. It's like fire resistance here. It's cold resistance is important in the last thing we did. Like the Daresso. So that kind of, yeah. If you're lacking one resistance and feel like you need a level more or something like that, then do the one first where you do have the resistance. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it's up there. I'm just gonna check just in case if we already arrived. Oh, we did. Almost went the wrong way, because then it loops. And we should be very close. There we go. It's a normal boss. Throw all the things. He's also moving around, right? He's leap slamming on your position, so it's very beneficial to stay within your traps. So whenever he leap slams on you, he doesn't move out of your traps. Be a bit careful with the fire stuff at the corners. And then you kill him, and then we manage to do that. So also in case of flasks, which one is this, the level 4? I don't even know. Oh, we only have like one. Maybe we take, also take the mana flask, right? Shock one, maybe we can. Burning, shock, burning. God damn it. Didn't work out, it's fine. Then we just won't have a bleed flask and it will probably be okay. You can also probably kill beasts on the way and then use the crafting recipe, like beast crafting, to get bleeding, anti-bleed on one of your flasks. If you don't want to embrace the softcore life, then that's probably way safer to do. Or it's like an option. If you see beasts, kill them. Craft a bleed flask. However you like. Also didn't vendor check on the lockouts, which was a bit of a mistake. As you can see, like the bleed is really hurting. Obviously you get life back on traps that explode, so that kind of helps, to be fair. In this area I don't really know. It's somehow up-ish, but not fully up the entire thing. So you kind of go up and then sideways at some point. Whoa. There we go. Same for the next area. It's also some kind of an up and then sometimes a bit sideways thing. Kind of took the wrong note there. Should have taken the Trap Mastery already. We can do that in a second because we have not handed in the tunnel quest yet, I believe. So there should be a skill point, skill book waiting in the city. I'm going to do that in a minute when we arrive at the... Is it just blue? Oh, you're pure energy shield, aren't you? It's not even falling. Not even that. It's a bit too far up. One might be okay. To find piety first here, right? Again, bleeding to death. That's not it. It's like a blue pack, for example. You could throw like 1 or 2 traps, like on these big packs, bigger packs with bigger monsters. Then they probably die as well. Hello. This might be it finally. I really hope it is. I don't want to walk all the way back again. It is. So yeah, again, you can't really see the traps on the bottom now. Because she's putting down traps as well, like these circle things. So that's kind of bad. Right? Make sure you use your curse and all the traps you have. And try to see the things on the floor. Make sure you walk into circles or in circles. Throw the rest of your traps. Oh no, I died it. That's fine, she's almost dead. Perfect. You have to wait for her to finish her OP thing. And then we're getting really close to Mr. Maligus in this case. I just have to do harvest first. And in that case, we get to the waypoint here. Just up there. I'm gonna go back, and I forgot what I wanted to do. I just said I wanted to do something and we can go back. Oh yeah, the skill point. The skill point. Oh, we have a skill anyway. Okay, whatever. Basically the same. Skitter bots. Now we should have a bunch more mana, but since we're here anyway, we can take our skill point. We haven't vendor checked in a while, and in this case this also gives us some dex by the way, and we get towards Blood Drinker, which is also really cool because it gives us recover 2% of life on kill, which actually works well. Are you the? Yes, you are the armor vendor. Let's see, maybe we find a proper 4-link. There's one, but it's pure ES, doesn't help us. Nothing today. Nice, very lovely. So we go back to the harvest. Maybe a quick check on resistances. We're kind of okay-ish, I would say. I feel good enough. More worried about the bleed stuff, to be fair. Lots of lightning damage here. Can throw down all the traps. Hope she doesn't walk out too badly. He kinda did. Oh, she moved back in, but the traps were already gone. No. And she died. Next, you walk back out of this. And you go down here. I feel like layout is always the same. That should be Maligas. Cooldowns are still not back from the traps. Said that was better in the past. Again, also very difficult here. I find that you just can't see the ground, right? Just you can't. What is a quartz flask? Nice. Gives us some phasing if you want to. That's cool. And then you walk all the way back and you go to the curse person, essentially. Forgot her name right now, but important thing is do not curse the next boss. Whenever this boss appears, and that boss appears a few times in different forms, do not curse her, Deodra, right? Whenever a boss is a Deodra boss, do not curse it, because she kind of eats the curse. And gets like super hyper speed, attack speed. Stay in the red thing if you want to deal more damage, but you take more damage because it's vulnerability. Never stand in the purple because it's temporal chains. And if you're scared, stand in the green one, so you don't take extra damage, but you also deal less damage, right? It's enfeeble. So, yeah. Quickest to be in the red ring, but also the most dangerous thing you can stand in. After you're done with that, you can also log out, like to portal, always like teleport back here, right? If that's worth it for you. Especially on the Deodra way, I assume. So yeah. I'm going to Malachi. I'm going to try to trap between Piety and him. So whenever Piety gets active, there might already be or still be traps there, right? Hitting her instantly as well. He has phases as well, so I don't really want to use all the traps in the hopes of it being enough to phase him. Well, it was easily enough. It was actually too many traps, I believe. No, she should phase again. He moved out. That's very evil. Let's get him back in. Port. And now the traps are on her instantly. She's dying. Perfect. And he's gonna go down. There's some trick with like moving to the side to animation cancel this whole thing. So it kind of gets quicker. I don't know how this works. Did it work? Maybe it did. I don't know. Here again, throw a few traps, right? Just be aware he's gonna port around. He's gonna phase soon. I think the first one is the first one the top one? Oh yeah. Also out of mana flasks right now. Don't have mana flask charges. It's very bad. That means I can't throw my stuff. No. Now we got charges back, right? Let's see where he teleports. Here. Throw a bunch of traps. Curse him. So he should die. Perfect. Maybe one trap is actually enough for this, right? Like a single trap. Single seismic. Should kill it. So we have some more cooldowns. He is back. I'd like to bait him on top of the other thing, but yeah, it doesn't always work like that. He's already dying with just a few traps. Now he's on top, so we can fully trap this thing. And it instantly dies as well. Draw down more trips. And he's also dead. So in this case you can log out if you want to. And that would actually conclude our wonderful Act 4. I don't know if we went and checked already on this level. Let's see. Kind of looks like we've seen these stuff before. We got a nice 2-stone ring here, which has stacks and a bit of life. It's probably better than this. It's actually the wrong resistance happening here, so it's not really helpful. Fire and cold, fire and lightning. Maybe keep it around. See later if we actually need it. So that concludes the act essentially, because as soon as we move on, we are quite deep in Act 5 already. So checking on here, we managed to do everything we wanted, which is just like completing campaign, and we wanted to be finally a trapper ideally. We did the labyrinth actually, so that's also done. We don't have a falling for the big traps yet, which is okay. It wasn't too bad. We have a free link at least. Left out flamethrower, so we're on our way. We made sure we have defenses somewhat sorted out. Didn't manage to get a bleed flask, didn't try too hard either probably. So Act 4 concludes right there. By the simple magic of video editing and having 2 characters ready to go, we're gonna save some time here. I'm gonna save you some time. I know these level things are really cool to some people, but for Act 5 I just completely skipped it. This is a character that is already in Act 7 and shows you basically the next step that we did already in Act 6. So you can get kind of an idea of the result, because there's like nothing to do. It's just acquiring a different falling. There's nothing meaty, interesting in terms of leveling, and it saves me a couple of hours. Already had that character. That one is actually in the normal calendar league. I did some test leveling stuff quite a while ago. That's like a leftover character, but he's like in a perfect state of after Act 6. So in the guide, obviously, there's notes about Act 5 as well, and as you would see, there's nothing to do. There's nothing interesting guide-wise, just some routing, but we're going to do that at some point, not today. So the goal during Act 6 was to acquire a 4-link like this and potentially swap to Exsanguinate instead of Lightning Trap. That's the only difference with this character. Next to, we added Herald of Purity. It's the same character then as before. All the other gems are still the same. In tree-wise, this character obviously gained a few more levels. So essentially this part here and some stuff down here, like more reservation. And so we have Herald of Purity. You don't need to swap immediately to Exsanguinate in Act 6. Whenever, as long as Lightning Trap feels good to you, it's fine. Just level this set in your offhand or something and swap whenever you feel like, could be better, maybe give it a try both on like 2 items, see whatever you like. It's no need to do this now, but it's kind of recommended point, or that's the earliest point you can do. Other than that, it's still cooldown throwing traps. It's just Herald of Purity added because we have the mana. I go ahead a little bit so you can see and tell a bit what's the difference, right? You just saw in the other one, and this is how Exsanguinate looks. I like it better for cleave. For clear, essentially, right? So I'm just gonna waddle around here for a minute or so and kill some stuff. Again, there's like a yellow thing in it. It was a bit more tanky. I should have thrown 2 traps instead of, I think I threw only 1. That's okay. What you normally wouldn't do, right? Don't kill like a yellow monster, and especially don't kill one that is really big. Picked up a Jade Flask on the way. This is essentially your Act 6 or after Act 6 somewhat experience. It's gonna look like this, roughly at least. So you're already very close to being a Seismic Trapper. I mean, you already have Seismic Trap, right? You already have Exsanguinate. You're still using Conductivity because you're still, you're an elemental dude, right? You're doing elemental damage. I mean, it's kind of a mixture, obviously, but it works out really well, just like Exsanguinate traps for clear. That's like super pretty, I think. Does stuff die? Yeah, stuff dies. Always check if stuff actually dies. In this case, we go down first, obviously, right? Oh, it's such a long way into the ruins, isn't it? Probably already got an idea of the difference if you just watch the last act. In terms of that. So yeah, that's kind of clear. Cool. I think that's enough. Just for showcase, I just wanted you to see how does it look. Oh, it's so different. It's still a swap in there, right? And that's it for not only the guide, it's also it for you swapping anything, at least according to the specific version. You can't swap into the full poison stuff somehow earlier with this build. I probably would wait until I would just do the heist strategy that is in the guide, just not endless heist, just at a certain level, starting a certain level, collecting heist contracts whenever you ready to kill Act 10 Kitava, like everything is done. You do run a bunch of these contracts because it just gives you in a league start so much raw currency where you can just buy an item or two, like small stuff. Super, super good. And somewhere there, even the highest I would still do exactly in the set. I wouldn't even bother changing anything. And then use the bit of currency you get there to buy very cheap items to make sure you can swap into a fully live tapped Poison Seismic version. Maybe you can get your Anoint already, right? Just do a bit of heist. Get an Anointment. Always depends a bit how quick you are on league start. If you are like arriving there within 4 hours 30, then nobody's gonna sell you an Anointment probably because the oils don't exist, right? But also, to be fair, if you're that quick, you're not gonna need a handheld guide. Then you're gonna go with a SSF variant, like a pure SSF variant anyway, where you probably path down here to Toxic Strikes anyway. Things like that. But yeah, that's where I then would swap, do the chirp swap. After you're ready, you get some currency, get your items ready, chop, swap to that. Other than that, from this point on, it's just running the rest of the acts. No more jump swapping, nothing happening. Just running, get all the skill points, and you're gonna be super, super good. That's it. Bye.